Yo. It's Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Y'all are talking a lot of shit in the chat, okay? Look, I'm on location in Bakersfield. That's why we have technical difficulties, because Bakersfield is full of technical difficulties. So, take it or leave it, okay?
Not the tag team, actual.
No, not the tag team. Shout out to Technical Difficulties. They're a dope tag team. Really quick before I forget, Black Wrestlers Matter in Chicago. Phil, I hate you and I'm tired of you.
Hey, have they announced that yet?
They did last night. It's in conjunction with All Whatever Weekend.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
The Mecca of professional wrestling, Chicago, Illinois. Never forget.
I hate you. I'm tired of it.
I may not go to All Out this year. I know I've been to all of them in Chicago, but the fact that I don't want to do Forbidden Door and then come back for All Out,
Right.
I can't. So I was hoping All Out would be in a different location. Like I was literally just talking with my boy T about how we were talking about the same thing. We're like, so what do we want to do this fall? We're talking about whatever shows we're going to travel to, and I said, look, I'm already doing one Chicago trip. I don't want to do 2.
Hey, man. So, hey, up to you if you want to go to Nashville and enjoy SummerSlam instead.
Oh, okay.
I've never been to Nashville, so like that's
Nashville is actually a very fun city.
Yeah, I would actually like to go to Nashville. That actually sounds like a pretty cool place to go, honestly.
No, seriously, it's a fun city. I wasn't trying to be funny.
Shout out to my homie AJ Gray, East Nashville, Tennessee, representing, and he's wild. So if he's out there, you know what's up. And they're supposed to have really good food out in Nashville too. So
Yeah, it's cool food. You can go anywhere and see live music. I mean, you can literally just be walking down the street and just walk in any random bar, and there are just people in there with guitars playing live music. That's just Nashville.
Sounds like my
City.
cup of tea. Yeah, I need to pull up. Actually, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm interested. I don't know what I'm gonna do coming up, but I know that because I would do Arthur Ashe again. Like that was a fun experience, and I would absolutely do that again. But before we get into all that, folks, welcome to Grapsody. I'm Will Washington, and also here is Righteous Reg.
In the building, your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster on location, Bakersfield, California. Grapsody is Saturday morning. It's early as fuck. It was hot as fuck yesterday. Now it's cloudy outside. I hate it here.
Man, it's cold and rainy and shitty here.
And that's Philip Lindsey you're hearing right there.
I am here, man. Happy birthday to the big homie Emilio Sparks today, man. If you don't listen to Wrestle Rap, you should, because I feel like that guy set the foundation for a lot of what we do. That's the homie, man.
Shout out Amelia. I think, have you been on the show, Will? Because I know Phil and I have been on there.
I have not.
They got to get Will Washington on Wrestle Rap. What's up?
Come on, they gotta get the crew, man. What's going on, man? Well, I mean, I know he's tentatively set to be on our show as well. He has been hassling me about that for a minute, but that's homie. He will be on at some point.
Yeah, probably soon, actually. But yeah. So yeah,
I was gonna say when we start having some different, pigmentation on the show.
Listen,
because we haven't yet. If you know,
no man,
the elephant in the room.
I will say I've made some invites to certain friends of the show that are more than welcome to.
Definitely, yeah. We're not like a black only show. We're black, but like we would love to have some non-black guests on the show too. Yeah.
Hey man.
I mean,
everybody's welcome, but
everybody's welcome.
Yeah,
this is Grapsody.
But yeah, it is what it is.
It is Grapsody.
Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg. Try to keep it real instead. You know the song.
Come on, keep that butt in mind though.
Although
everybody's
we are
welcome.
kind of talking heads. But
that's what I was thinking today. I was like, we are that. I turned into what I said. We weren't going to be on the song.
The vision, my guy. The vision.
Thanks for nothing, me.
Hey, and we want to hear from you. and we want to read your Humper chats. We want to read your super chats. I'm like so mad about these damn Humper chats because it like never fails, or I should say always fails, because all of a sudden,
Depends on what side of the coin it is.
why does it say unauthorized permission?
Come on.
When I try to get
Somebody
into
be setting
Humper
us up
chats.
from the top. It might be Jeremy. I think so. He's like, I'm going to give Will a little problem every Grapsody episode. Let him shrivel.
Like, I'm going to log out and log back in, but it annoys me every time that when I try to log in, I get my shit.
Scam. I don't know why you guys want to scam Grapsody. We them boys, man. Like when it's us, it's time to go.
Scamming your guy, man. I feel like Jeremy sits behind the screen and laughs at us every time.
He does.
These guys cannot get this super chat thing together.
So what's up, Phil? You said it's been cold and rainy. Have you been stuck inside all day? You haven't been outside. I know when it goes down to Chicago, you can't even go outside and shit.
Listen, yesterday was the most annoying day commute-wise because of the weather.
You said that a couple times in the group chat, on the timeline, everywhere.
Then on top of that, I got home and so I got home. It took me forever to get home because I was doing some other stuff in the city. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to throw a pizza in the oven and I'm just going to kick it, watch some wrestling. All right, put the pizza in the oven.
Friday night. That sounds lit.
Put the pizza in the oven, came in and started doing something else. And I was like, okay, let me go grab it. Went to pull it out. And for whatever reason, I kept trying to grab it and it kept sliding further back into the stove. And I was like, what is going on? So I pulled the rack. And this thing like flipped off of the rack.
Oh no!
And landed inside the stove face first. And so I'm just standing there looking at the stove with like all the smoke flying out of the stove. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" So I spent the next whatever half hour cleaning out our stove because this pizza flipped over inside the stove. Yeah, horrible, annoying day.
That's just a great way to top it off. That's like dropping your ice cream right after like one lick of the cone and it just like falls into the street or something like.
Or like a bagel that lands cream cheese side down. Like,
yeah. Come on, bro. Not only
and it always does, by the way. I
never messed up my dinner, but you made it a bunch of big mess. That's even worse, bro. Come on, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Hey, I figured it out. So didn't need any help this time. Got him working. Humper chats. Van Twinblade talking about STL versus the World. He said it was a great show last Saturday. Tennille Dashwood was a coded bastard, and attacked Tootie from behind. And Josh Alexander versus Camaro Jackson humped. Also, so far for Glory Pro on the 22nd, Tootie versus Shaza and Rohit versus Laney Luck.
That STL versus the World show production, it looked great. All the pictures that I saw of it was like, well, this looks like a really dope show. It looks like they really did. I don't know where they were or what they were doing, but yeah, shout out to them. Glory Pro is always killing it. They're going to have a bunch of dope things coming up. Watch that show on YouTube if you have not.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say if you have YouTube. I'm like, who don't have YouTube?
Everybody's like, what is YouTube, dude? I've never heard of that.
And RH says, please get Scorpio and Paige away from Lambert. I think you're going to get one of those. It felt like it on Rampage this week. I don't know that you're going to get the other.
I mean, it set it up. I thought that it was great that Scorpio was like, nah, I'm champion now. Dan, go put that belt up.
Put that belt back.
I liked a lot of things they did with the segment. Ethan jumping in Kazarian's face and saying SCU is dead was great, and Scorpio immediately catching feelings, kind of. But no, Scorpio, please don't do the misogynist lines like that again. I hated that.
Come on, no one likes that.
Nobody likes it.
It wasn't a good look.
Especially because I thought everything else in there was effective. Like where he said, you know what, this is going to be different this time. I am going to be a fighting champion. I'm accepting all challenges, and I'm starting with keeping my promise to Kazarian. I was like, hey, this is what we were asking for, right? We want to see Scorpio defending the title. The crowd popped for that. Like, this is the stuff that we want to see and hear. And then
screwed it all up.
Yeah, the Ty Conti line was not necessary.
But
that was a great Rampage, by the way, though. I know it's not one of the topics for today, but hey, y'all better keep putting some respect on Riho's name. Riho versus Yuka Sakazaki. Them two went out there. They got their 10 minutes, and we're like, we are making the best of this, and we're gonna. And from jump, we're not starting slow. We're just gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man. People were talking crazy, so Riho had to go get the black gear again.
Yeah.
The black gear.
Like, stop playing with me, man.
Yeah, Rampage is super interesting because like 3 weeks ago, I was thinking like maybe there's too much stuff in this show. Like maybe Tony Khan is jam packing too many things into this. But last week and this week, I thought that the flow of the show was really great and everything that they had on the show was dope. So
yeah, honestly, for a show that I watched at 3:30 in the afternoon,
right.
which is really odd because it's like my work day's not even over,
Mhm.
but I'm watching Rampage.
When
right
Cam
now.
said Rampage is coming on and the kids ain't even out of school yet, I was out, bro. Yeah, I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
Luckily,
I was watching at 2:30, like 2:30 wrestling. Yeah, what's up? Okay.
Yeah, but honestly though, I was like, wow, it's over. I'm gonna go see Doctor Strange.
There you go.
Saw Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I went.
No spoilers here on the show, by the way. We'll because there's a lot.
Yeah, I saw it. A dude comes in. He has a big cape on. He's flying. I think he's white. He has like a.
It's white.
I haven't seen. I don't even know who Doctor Strange is, honestly.
Yeah, no, great movie. Yeah, I watched Rampage later last night after I was standing there grumbling still about this pizza. Like, can't believe this fucking pizza. Flipped over the goddamn stove. Son of a bitch.
Those are a lot of cuss words right there. Phil don't usually pack them in, and like he was just like, "What's up?" Yeah, I mean that's what a pizza will do to you, especially somebody from Chicago. How's a pizza gonna disrespect somebody from Chicago? That's crazy.
I was hot, bro.
Crazy out here.
Hot.
Was it deep dish?
Nah, man. Listen, this deep dish narrative, bro. We'll get into it one day, man. But
I'm trying to get you into it, bro. Because
deep dish narrative is one of the most annoying things I watch people talk about coming to this city. It's like, oh, you guys and your deep dish, that's not even real pizza. Ask Chicagoans where to go get pizza. Right. Stop coming here and getting Giordano's or El Molino or wherever else you want to go.
I got Giordano's.
And look, and those are all great pizza places, but stop going to all of these places and go, oh, this isn't real pizza while you eat it and take all your deep dish pizza selfies and shit, and then leave.
I did that too.
And then leave and go, our pizza is better. That's pizza. Not real pizza.
You said Arby's?
No, they'll
our
leave.
Pizza.
Our pizza is better. Your pizza is not good. Listen, stop it, guys. There's thin crust pizza in this city. You do not have to get deep dish. You get it because you want it. You all secretly love deep dish. Yeah. You act like you don't because it's a big tourist thing. Stop it.
I mean, I will say that, like, I do love New York style pizza, and
New York style for me is just like I prefer it.
Yeah, I mean, I love New York style pizza, and New York style pizza has to be like I was taught by somebody who had great New York experience that. And correct me, New Yorkers watching if I'm wrong. But as we're walking through,
shout out to Alex. She might be in the chat. She gonna be mad.
But they were straight up like, okay, here's the deal. You want the best New York pizza? It's got to be some hole in the wall looking ass place that says like dollar slice, and he's like, that is gonna be the best pizza you can get. And you know what? He is fucking right because literally it was just, and they're especially walking through because. Last time I can think, I was in like New York, like heart of New York was WrestleMania weekend in 2019.
Same.
Yeah, and so walking through Times Square and all of that, and then literally, it's true. Around every corner, I leave WrestleCon and I'm like, pizza right here, and looks like a hole in the wall, but you know what? Some great pizza.
Yeah.
They're like the fancier it looks, the worse the pizza is gonna be.
Yeah. Now go ahead.
No, it needs to be some bullshit ass place that looks like you probably don't want to like set your wallet down, but they're gonna have some great pizza.
Yeah, when I was in New York, I stayed in Brooklyn, and I went to like one of those. This has been around for 16 generation type New York places, and I did have some really amazing pizza there. And I was like, I don't know, New York is kind of doing it. They're doing it. I'm not mad at their pizza. I had a couple of them hole in the wall pizzas. I think after Wale Mania that time, and I was like,
It's all right.
It's lit,
It's
baby.
all right, man. I just, I'm just sick of this.
California's not known for their pizza. We don't have a dog in this
Yeah,
fight.
I mean, it's all right. I'm sick of New Yorkers and their that's not pizza while they come here and take these selfies with the deep dish, pulling the cheese all up. Look, oh, it's not pizza, but you're sitting there eating it and enjoying it. Like,
When they be calling it lasagna.
yeah, it's goofy. Yo, stop this lasagna joke, Brad. Fam, that stopped being funny 5 years ago. Longer when Jon Stewart did it. It's funny. It was funny when he did it. It's not funny when you do it. Knock it off.
And a shout out, Hannah. Hello, all. Have a good show. Thank you, Hannah. Hope you're feeling better this morning. I won't get into the rest of that. And Shot Kid 29 says, I mean, she's welcome to, but Shot Kid 29 says, you guys catch Mox and Lawler from Defy. Filthy Tom needs to be on national TV yesterday.
Yeah, I watched that Defy show. They broadcasted. I think this is the first time anybody's ever live streamed a show straight to Pluto TV, the Pluto app. And so they had a really dope show. Swerve was on there. They had a 6-man tag. It was Swerve. Nick Wayne was in there, Chris Daniels, a couple of other guys, and it started off the show, and it was insane. Like, everybody was going crazy. Nick Wayne is, when he turns 18, it's fire bombs. He's on his way. He already has the AEW contract laid out, and him and Swerve are in this feud over at Defy because Swerve's the top dog over there. Nick Wayne's the new young up-and-comer, super-duper fire guy, and so their feud is going pretty dope. People should check out what they're doing at Defy. Also, Kevin Blackwood and Big Damo had a match that was pretty fire on there. And then Mox's, anytime, I've said this a couple times, anytime Mox goes to an independent wrestling company, the energy is unmatched. Like, these wrestling fans love Jon Moxley so fucking much. And when he's in that element, it's like you can't get that energy from many other wrestlers. It's insane.
Hey, and he promised Brian Danielson.
He did.
He did promise Brian Danielson.
And people were like, "Oh my god,
to
was gonna cry."
Hey, like, if there was ever an indie promotion for Brian to finally stop through, it's Defy.
Definitely.
So,
home base, yeah, definitely. That's the one.
Yeah, that they would turn out.
Ooh, they're gonna cry.
Yeah. Van Twinblade says, "Book Dan the Dad, guys."
Shout out to Dan the Dad.
Yeah, shout out Dan
Come
the
on,
Dad.
man. Get him on your Thursday show and complete the circle, man. the dads out here.
Yeah, Dan the Dad and Will Washington on Day After Dynamite.
Yeah. Nathan DePaul says, in Chicago, we've only had 3 sunny days in the last 44.
Yeesh.
We deserve all the wrestling shows as a compromise.
Okay, I'll take it back. You guys do deserve
miserable
that.
weather.
Whoa, yo, I need some sun. I'd have to leave. That sounds crazy.
Miserable.
You know what's
weather,
funny
bro.
is Colorado is famously known for something that's like not actually true, but a thing people like always say around here is Denver gets 300 sunny days a year, and out of 365, that's pretty good. It's not true. Yeah, it's not true, but that's the thing that's like a famous phrase around Denver is we got 300 sunny days a year. It's more like 200. But
Phil has only had 3. We get about 200. I mean, it's not 300.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. But it's sunny today. Like today, I looked outside and currently it is 80 currently, and it's only 10 a.m. so it's gonna get hotter. That's the thing is like people think Denver is just like this snowy city, but like truth be told, because we're a mile high, yes, we get like a lot of snow, but we just get the extremes of all weather. Like our summers are fucking hot, gets into the hundreds, and then our winters are fucking cold.
Right.
And that's it here. Yeah, we get the extremes of everything because we're a mile high. Our clouds move very quickly, so we got that phenomenon. When my brother-in-law first moved out here 6 months ago, and he had never really been to Colorado before that, the thing he struggled to get used to was that we would get maybe like a foot of snow, and the next day it's sunny. And so, because our clouds move quickly, so snow here requires sunglasses because after it snows, it's so bright that it's all reflective. So it's like blinding after the snow has fallen here. Wow. And so you need sunglasses for the snow in Colorado. It's unlike most places you'll live, and I love it. This is my home.
When are you guys gonna get a big show out there?
The problem is, we don't have a stadium with a roof, so any stadium type shows aren't going to happen.
I see.
And then, we get Raws, we get SmackDowns, we've gotten Dynamite, but that's pretty much it. Last pay-per-view we got was, hell, I'll just take the poster down.
Everything's always like arm's reach.
Last pay-per-view we got was
it's been a minute.
Vengeance 2003.
Wow, it's been a whole bunch of minutes.
They got y'all out there in the drought.
Oh my goodness.
We have not gotten a pay-per-view since this event. I was there. I have the poster. Wow. Look at that. Sponsored by Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness on PS2.
Let's go, baby.
That is how long ago this event was. You can see the reflection of my ring light, by the way. But yeah, I was there. Kurt Angle.
Oh, the American Badass Take, too. Yeah, that was a it's going on 20 years now.
He faced John Cena at that show. And what else happened at the show? That was Vince McMahon versus Zach Gowen. It had...
The Gusher.
Yeah, there was... Oh, the Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit for the U.S. title. The one where Rhino turned heel. And it had that amazing tag title match. The Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman versus Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. And...
Pretty fire show.
Yeah, that was
greatest
a
tag
great
team, bro. One of my favorite tag teams.
World's greatest tag team. But versus Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, like that match, killed it. And then the main event was Kurt Angle versus Big Show and Brock Lesnar in a triple threat for the WWE title. And then that was Kurt Angle.
It was like, we're going to give y'all a banger and we ain't never coming back with a pay-per-view. That's it.
And we were a hot crowd, too. That's the part I don't get, is that crowd was hot. And that was
Bobby Lashley's the number one face in the company. You got to give him something, right?
Yeah, I know. Denver not had a pay-per-view since 2003.
Shame.
But to be fair, the Denver debacle also took place.
Right.
I had tickets to that show.
That's right.
By the way, but the whole
is beef. Vince, he's so petty. He'll hang on to that shit forever. Oh my
He's
God.
been back to the Pepsi Center, or I guess it's Ball Arena now. He's been back to the arena since multiple times. It took 3 years. After that Denver debacle, they didn't come back for 3 years after that. So that meant 4 years in between events. But the whole Stan Kroenke accidentally booking Raw, thinking that the Nuggets wouldn't make it far in the playoffs.
I mean, you cannot be mad at him for that.
But then the Nuggets ended up making it to the Western Conference Finals. And so it was, sorry.
A little dumb show. We can't show it, Vince. Sorry.
But then petty ass LA was like, nah, come to the Staples Center.
Yeah, definitely. Pull up.
Since it was the Nuggets versus the Lakers, and the Nuggets lost. So,
yeah,
whatever. What a time. What a time. What else we got? Matt says, happy Saturday to my favorite podcasters. It's raining in Maryland too. I'll be in Chicago twice this summer, and I hate scalpers. Have a great show, guys.
Yeah, scalpers are awful. I can't believe they still exist. With the technology we have, how are they still like just out here? Like they are like they're out here even more, it seems.
The same reason why bots are a thing with sneaker culture, because a sell is a sell. Like the companies don't care. We sold it, so
got this money
we made our money. We don't care.
Right. Yeah.
Hold up. I just got a text from my wife. I apparently forgot. I have the car key, and she needs to leave.
Oh,
so what I'm going to do is, let's see if this works. There you go.
Sam, I feel like you're gonna get in trouble for that later.
Yeah,
I feel like you're gonna get yelled at for that.
Pulled up in her phone. She's gonna be like, "Remember, you was throwing the keys and shit." Like,
fam, did you just throw that at me like I was a dog or something?
And the worst part is it didn't even go that far because it hit the ceiling. So I gotta actually take her the key. Give me 2 seconds, guys.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, Washington is definitely gonna be in the doghouse after that little.
He is definitely gonna be in trouble for that.
MLB comes back and this guy's trying to throw a goddamn curveball out here. It's crazy.
Did you just throw that at me like I was a dog? Like what?
But
are you doing?
You know what, Phil? I am sick of you for manifesting all these great shows. Chicago, you're just like the wrestling capital of the
We're
fucking
here,
world
man.
at this point, man.
We're here.
I'm tired of it. You were like Forbidden Door, Chicago, blah blah blah. Black Wrestlers Matter, Chicago. Let's do this. And then
We're here.
here we go,
Fam,
Chicago, bro.
I feel like at one of these shows, I'm just gonna have like the big Chicago flag on my back and just like holding it up, like Derrick Rose. Like, come on, man.
Word. I'm thinking Chicago made Phil's when he's the AEW champion and he pulls up. That has to be the one, right?
Yeah. Oh, fam.
All right. I want to get caught up on these super chats
Yeah,
now.
definitely.
Van Twin Blade says, Grandel Theater. It's a old jazz style club. No pit, just you. Walking Gap stage. Dope.
Grandel.
I am La Lucha says the resale prices for Forbidden Door are stupid. I was in queue for actual seats and they were charging $1,000 plus for floor. Why? This sucks. TK got to do better.
2K, just like Phil said, he did his job. His tickets are gone. You guys,
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec because I'm gonna tell the story. But really gonna butcher that name. But Vala. People
shout out
need
to the homie. He's always in here.
Yeah, always in there. Thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciate it. People need more Joe Shapiro in their lives. Riho versus Yuka slapped.
Yeah, that was just like they were like, let's do a little easy one. It's Rampage. Let's go and kill it. And they just went bars. That was dope.
And Phil hit that pizza with the good curses.
When I tell you, I was hot. Hot. I was hot.
He was hotter than that pizza, huh?
And I guess Hannah's going to tell the story. I wasn't going to bust her out, but she said, LMAO, I'll tell it. I took an edible last night, 25 milligrams. First time in my life. I was high as hell and hallucinating.
Weed. Hi, Hannah. You're probably still high right now.
I'm a monster in your life, Hannah.
Ah! No, it's fine, Hannah. The key. I'll give you the key. If that ever happens to you, just drink some water. Water. Water is the key to your life. Just drink a whole bunch of water. If some crazy shit starts going down, just start guzzling water and your life will be okay.
Hey, man. Gave us a fantastic episode of Atlanta this week if you haven't seen it. Really good episode. I won't give away all of it.
Yet.
I haven't seen it
So
because
good.
I'm still traumatized from the first 3 episodes. I have to be in like a certain mental space to watch that show is what I've learned. Because
It is triggering, but
it's triggering, bro. Oh my
It
god,
is triggering. But
So-
this episode was great.
I have not gotten to watch this season yet, mainly because I have a thing where I like to wait until there's multiple episodes in the bank because if I don't know, Netflix got me in the habit of binge watching, right? And now like nobody likes to do binging anymore. They don't just drop shows in bulk now. Everybody's doing the weekly releases. But I'm like, nah, I want to watch like 3 or 4 back to back to back. And so I usually wait. So I have not seen any of this season yet, but I am excited because I just keep hearing everything everybody's saying. Except for This Is Us. That is like the one show that and shout out Big E for being Big E and John Moxley for being the other two big This Is Us fans.
John Moxley's a big This Is Us fan. I didn't know this.
Renee Young busted him out for it.
Oh
but
damn! He's like, look, you're gonna have to stop doing that little podcast, girl. I got a career to protect out here.
nah, she straight up busted him out for being a big This Is Us fan.
That's hilarious.
And honestly, this week's episode, and I've seen it from everybody. This episode was about the character of Miguel. Everybody walked into that episode the same way, and everybody walked out the same way, which was, man, this episode's about Miguel. Nobody give a fuck about Miguel. And then walked out talking about, damn, that was
Miguel.
like one of the best episodes. As I saw somebody who
You cried?
Yeah, it was close.
He said,
Somebody posted, they were like, damn, I don't give, they're like, I just don't care about Miguel. And I quote tweeted it, I said, I want to revisit this in 1 hour and tell me what you think. And they just reply with crying emojis an hour later. Shout out Miguel.
I feel like that's what Marvel did with all of those people that hated Wanda, and then WandaVision dropped, and everybody's like, "Oh, Wanda's the best."
Yeah, no, that's what you do, right? When you have a character that people aren't into, you give them a reason. Give them a reason to be into that character. That's the best thing you can do for that kind of thing.
tell your little homeboy Vince McMahon about this, because yeah.
They're trying to get you to care about Gulak, man. They beating them up every week. Come on.
Now, did y'all see that picture that was circulating of Gunther out in the streets? Like people were
with his Kyrie jersey on.
Yeah, they're thirsting over Gunther. Why y'all thirsting over Gunther on the timeline? Let that man
out with
chop
the
and
Brooklyn
beat.
jersey on. Yo,
Shame. Also with a Brooklyn jersey, Gunther.
Ricardo the bot guy says it's going to be 99 degrees here in AZ.
Just why does that exist?
Man, and this is still only May.
No, when I pulled up to Bakersfield, it was 94. So yeah.
oh
Iron
my
La
God.
Lucha says no cap. We got the best pizza in NYC. Joe's point blank period.
I
Also
feel like
says,
there'd be like a million Joes though, right?
But then also said no, dollar slices are trash. Be better. I'm not saying the dollar slices are
No, I don't think he was talking
get.
about two bros. Like, no.
Yeah, and I'm not saying get the dollar slices, but specifically like a place that just says, I don't know, like I said, like a hole in the wall mom and pop shop, like there's like hundreds of them. I don't know. That
you have to
me
have
was the
pizza
best
like
pizza.
20 times when you're in New York, so you also have to get a dollar slice. Is the
Yeah.
thing.
Anthony Pride says, why does Chicago get 3 AEW shows a year and the San Francisco Bay Area might get one this decade?
Because it's lit. That's why, man.
No, it's only because of the pandemic.
Boo.
We would have been the capital of AEW if the pandemic didn't drown us out and they didn't go to stupid ass Florida. Ugh.
I mean, I will say, though, that I think LA is going to be a cultural shift for AEW because they're going to be there in 3 weeks from Wednesday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to, and you see how that show's selling. They're literally selling the seats behind the stage
I'm
now.
gonna be out here like, ah! It's gonna be crazy. No, California's been waiting for this show since they announced AEW. The Young Bucks, California fucking royalty, announced this promotion, and we were just like, we about to get shows every 2 months at this point, and then we just got flushed out, haven't got anything. So now when it happens, it's lit.
Although they created that demand because the way the LA
did.
tickets at the Kia Forum sold, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Nathan says, Chicago has two styles, tavern and deep dish. Both are better than soggy cardboard served up in New York.
Whoa, okay, y'all are really beefing out
Talking
here.
that language.
Yeah, y'all are really beefing out here. I see.
Nah, as long as you're not doing it garbage like Freddie Prinze said and putting barbecue on pizza. Don't do that, man. What do you think?
that is a California. When he said California pizza, I'm like, yeah, we be out
Yeah,
here.
y'all be
like
out there
that.
wilding.
Sorry.
Y'all be trying to put too much on it, man.
Anything that is edible, Californians will be like, put some arugula on it. Put some like, yo, just give me some cheese and some fucking sauce, bro. Leave me alone.
Ryan Sullivan says, I think Grapsody needs to host the show. I want Reg to book a card.
It's in the work. It's in my cell phone. It's just like I have to execute. That's pretty much it. So it's gonna happen. I have like all the plans. People keep trying to. Baron Black try to do my show and didn't book me on there. I have a couple of things in. I watch Battle Slam on Tuesday. Fight TV. Baron Black's
right.
gonna murder me if I don't say something about it. Watch Battle Slam. It's going to be great. Fight TV, they did a lot of things. Pastor Troy was there. Josiah Williams, Dante Martin, Lee Moriarty, a lot of great people that you love and adore. They're going to be here on Battle Slam. Those are our homies. Baron Black's been on the show before.
Friend of the show.
Great friend of the show. So please watch Battle Slam.
Ricardo also says, true story, I buy my weed from Val Venus. I wouldn't admit that.
You might, I was going to say, you might need to get another dealer because your dealer sucks.
Val been out there getting some nasty tweets off.
Oh, he's the nastiest. Your dealer's the worst.
I don't know. Well, it's some other people getting nasty tweets off. But.
Oh, yeah.
He said, well, I don't want to hear nothing about the weather. STL is going to be 90 plus next week with at least 30% humidity. We're right by the river. It's going to blow.
Eesh.
Yuck.
Ishii.
And all right, what did Val say? Somebody asked in the chat.
What didn't Val say?
We're gonna let you look that one up.
Yeah,
we don't need to get it.
I mean, here's the thing too: is he's had multiple Twitter accounts because he's had them suspended for some of the shit he's posted.
Mm-hmm. I think he's like suspended from Facebook too. Like if you get suspended from Facebook, you are wild.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be on some other.
Hey
shit.
man, we support trans women, trans individuals, trans wrestlers. So I'm not rocking with none of that.
Nyla Rose is our friend. She's been on our show. We don't fuck with Val Venus. Watch out, it's crazy out here.
Yeah. Don't fuck with Val Venus. And that's not the only thing Val said, by the way.
No.
He's had some trans stuff. He's had Val is Val. He definitely took a number of chair shots. And so
Right to censor, please help us.
And Joseph Snurk says, Grapsody are the acclaimed of wrestling podcasts because everybody loves Grapsody.
Does everybody love us though? If
No,
you
that's
don't,
not
you
a
know,
fact.
hey man, I'm gonna drop the whole lie. It says something about you if you ain't feeling it. Sorry.
Just a fact.
So let's talk about it, right? Because Forbidden Door actually sold out. And
We talked about it a little bit on here a couple of episodes ago about like if they would announce this close to this, and the fans were like, no, give us this show right now. We want these tickets. They haven't announced a single match. I love these videos that they've been doing, promoting them. They had a Bryan Danielson one. I really like this Hardy Boys one. It's got me intrigued. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So like the Forbidden Door is fucking open.
Hey, and honestly, like, I mean, the Bryan one had me.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's why he's
excited.
there. I feel like that's why
Yeah.
he wanted to go somewhere else to get the New Japan matches. So it made the most sense.
Yeah, the Bryan video fucked me up. I was like, oh
He
my
said,
God.
he said, I wanted to go to Japan, and instead Japan is coming to me.
Ooh.
And it's like, yes, I am all.
And then
all in
Okada
on
has said, like, I want to wrestle CM Punk or Bryan Danielson. So it's like, bro, like,
Come on, man, do the thing.
So I feel bad for everybody who was able to get a ticket because, like, honestly,
what kind of
flex
ticket
on
did
him.
you get, Will Washington?
About to flex.
okay, so this was just like pure fucking luck. All right, because
That's
actually,
what he says, but I don't know.
Because
I
I
think he
wasn't
has a
gonna buy
game
one, right?
genie for tickets at this point.
Because honestly, I really only logged in out of interest to see how it was gonna sell.
Look at him.
Right?
Look.
So
This isn't making it better. This is
so
making
10
it
minutes
worse.
before the queue opens, I'm like, all right, let me open up my browser, and I open it up and I hit, join the waiting room. And literally I have a work meeting going on my other monitor right here, right? At the exact same time. And during the work meeting, they're like, so if you've had Ticketmaster experience with the queue, when you're fucked. And it is when you open up the queue and it says 2,000 plus. Because after 2,000, it don't count no more. So you know that if it says 2,000 plus, you're way back in the queue. So this work meeting starts up, right? And the queue opens at the exact same time that our work meeting starts. And it says, it's like 3 digits in front of me. It didn't say 2,000. It says there's like 300 people in front of you. And I'm like, oh, shit. What do you mean there's 300 people in front of me? And it starts winding down and winding down. And literally on the work meeting, they said, all right, Will, can you share your screen? And I'm like, yeah, but and then it goes, doom, doom, doom. And I'm like, it's like, y'all gonna have to hold on really quick because
Oh my God! During your work meeting,
I'm like, I don't have time to explain this. And I go over and I just select a front row ticket, add to cart. And I was thinking it was going to do that thing where it says somebody's already snatched your ticket. And it added a cart. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got a front row ticket. And I'm going to feel really bad for people if I tell people what face value on these tickets are. Because, like, once you see what they're going... Like, I saw what they're going for now. And, like, this wasn't a platinum ticket. This was just straight up face value front row. If you knew what that was. But I bought it. I bought the front row ticket.
Courtside Will Washington.
Courtside status, bro.
Prime.
So I did it though, and then I'm like, okay, now I can share my screen.
That's a great way of saying I texted Tony Khan and he got me a front row ticket.
Yo,
I wouldn't even know how to do that, but like, I wouldn't even know how he. I do, but there's
Look at this guy, man.
But the thing is, like, I just completely lucked out. Somehow, complete luck of the draw ended up way up in the queue and ended up with a front row ticket.
Draw, he says.
Come on,
So
man.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah.
But no, this is a big deal. This is a really big deal to sell out the United Center again.
2 times.
All jokes aside, this is insane. Like, this is awesome.
To do it a second time.
They sold 11,000 tickets that first with the pre-sale, right? Like,
Right, yeah.
Yo, what? That's crazy.
And I posted that picture the other day of CM Punk's entrance from the crowd, and just to show like how full that arena like really was. And it's just kind of crazy because I still feel like to this day, no arena looks better than the United Center in terms of pro wrestling. Like seeing that many fans. Yeah, go ahead, Phil. Take it in because Chicago's got it.
Hey man, I've said many times that was a moment, and I mean, listen, there's all bias. I'm sorry, it's all bias,
Definitely.
but that's just me in the ambiance. Fan banners on a wall, bro. Sorry, you can't take it.
No,
you can't take it away, man.
Yeah, that was a great
That's a different mode, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, honestly, like that arena is the best looking arena in terms of just having people in, just having that many people in a building. You have it all staggered and layered like that. You've got the multiple video screens in between. Like it just looks good.
It does.
There's now I will say
this is the first pay-per-view since SummerSlam '94.
Since SummerSlam '94.
Wow.
Well, first, no, that's not true. Because pretty sure WCW ran one.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, WCW used to run the United States.
I want to say in like '98 or something like that.
Yeah.
Time somebody was back in there. Okay, but it's been a long number of years since a pay-per-view.
WWE hasn't run a televised event there since SummerSlam '94. They're going back for Raw in September.
Wonder what caused that. But no, they've been a fixture at Rosemont in all states. So that's where they usually run shows at. That's where they're going to be next month for Hell in a Cell.
Rosemont Horizon. I could hear Vince McMahon saying it now. Yeah.
All State Arena now. Come on, man.
Yeah, All State Arena. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Oh, and we got another super chat, by the way. Or Humper chat from Life of Demi says, I was so disappointed. I couldn't get tickets for Forbidden Door, but I'm definitely
There will be tickets, man.
Yeah, no, you guys will definitely
just keep looking. There will be tickets.
There'll be tickets released, and like a really good way to get tickets, and I tell people this, they say like, how can I get great tickets, is watch out for production holds. That's a really good way to get tickets to anything. And for those of you not aware of how the production holds work, production holds are seats that they usually keep aside, haven't put on sale until they have all of the production equipment in place, because they don't necessarily know how much room they're going to have for cameras, how much room they're going to have for the jib, how much room they're going to have for any of the production stuff. So there are certain seats they don't put on sale until until all the equipment's in place. So literally, and those can be some great seats, right?
That's that's my professional wrestling ticket buying experience. I haven't bought a wrestling ticket not the day of the show. Every single time I buy the wrestling tickets on the day of the show, and I haven't not done that in like 10 years at minimum.
It's
when I go to WrestleMania, like there's not one show that I don't buy a show ticket on the day.
There are always tickets to any show last minute.
Even if they say a show's sold out, I've been to shows where they're like, this show is sold out. If you're one person, you're get in there. Right. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm about to be in there.
But no, but like as far as those production hold seats are concerned, one of the good things about them is that they usually don't put anything on sale in the hard camera section, and you're going to get a good view from the hard camera section, right? You're literally going to get the view that the show gets. But they don't put any of that stuff on sale until the hard camera is in place. Once the hard camera is fixed in, then they start selling those. So you can wait, honestly, till the day of, and you'll be good. I would say that if you want to go, you can go, and you'll get a good seat if you do it.
Listen, I think people are so excited about, I have to get my ticket the day they're released. I've gotten some great tickets like the week of an event. You'll be able to find tickets to a show if you want to go.
Yeah, I told you the only reason I did this was because I saw it was there and was like, damn, I can't let this go, and so I bought it. But honestly,
when Tony Khan's your homie, you can do whatever you want. So, I get it. I got it.
Are we gonna address the elephant in the room that there were literally people out here saying that this show was not gonna sell out, which was the stupidest take. That was
talking about because they had bad ratings on a TV show. Listen, they were in the mud, and this wasn't about this.
Listen, man, I don't know, man. That Nasty Al, he's got some bad takes. Don't engage, cuz it's Nasty Alfred.
When did I forget the nasty? He got the Nostradamus Drama remix is crazy out here.
No, literally, don't engage that guy. I've been trying to tell you guys for the longest. Stop it. Don't engage the guy. His takes are bad.
Even if you're dunking on him, that's too much. Don't even dunk on this fool. Ignore. Please ignore, as they say. That is hilarious. Wow, the Nostradamus thing. I'm dead.
Oh man.
Yeah. But
I mean, I know that there were people who were harping on the idea that a New Japan show doesn't appeal to casuals. Like, that's been a talking point from a lot of people in pro wrestling. And here's the thing. Who gives a fuck? You're not trying to sell to casuals. The thing about casuals, as I said 2 weeks ago, they ain't spending money. You don't want casuals. You want fans. You want people to spend money on your product. And there's no better people to appeal to than the people who you know are going to buy your shit. And so, yeah, it's like, okay, we can put on this show for casuals who may or may not go to this show, or we can put on this show for people that we know are going to spend their fucking money on it.
And what does that mean? Get a celebrity? Is that what that mean? Like,
get a celebrity?
Market to the casuals, bringing a celebrity to fucking Forbidden Door? Like, what do you mean, dude? I don't know what you want from us.
Listen, man, I thought it was hilarious because, of course, like a few weeks before this was announced, that was Windy City Riot. I was in line for Windy City Riot listening to people say, man, I sure wish they would do a New Japan show in the city. Right. And I'm just like, it's a coming. And so the market was there. The market has been there. This is Chicago. This is a wrestling city. This was going to sell well. Like, this was a ridiculous take in every way. Anybody that thought this wasn't going to do well, it's just
I don't know
stupid.
if they predicted it'd be so fast, but...
No, I knew.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this was going to do well.
Anybody with any sense knew.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, Wrestle Voice says, you guys are killing it, and I will always support. Do you think Forbidden Door is a trial for a possible WrestleMania-type stadium show in the future?
I think at this point, with everything that AEW is doing, all the different promotions they're working with, something big will happen. I don't know how soon. It could be 2 years. It could be 5 years. But, like, they're going to do a giant 60-plus thousand.
Hold on. Can I say something, though?
Definitely.
I almost tweeted this earlier, and I was like, I'm going to save this for Grapsody.
Mm-hmm.
Am I alone in thinking that, like, stadium shows are kind of whack?
Like, I'm not a big fan, honestly.
Like,
as someone who has been to a stadium show, I'm like, eh.
Like, that's the thing, is I feel like stadium shows are a great visual. I think it's one of the best visuals you can get. And I feel like it's kind of over there because, like, they sound like shit. They're not fun to attend.
No.
And, like, I remember Edge talked about how the problem he has with stadium shows is that when you're in the ring, he was like, sound in a stadium travels up rather than in an arena where it travels down. And so he's like, you don't really even get to feel the crowd the way you would in an arena. And so he's like, it sounds different. You're not really feeling it as much. So, like, even for the wrestlers, it's not the same. It's not as good. And so, really, the only thing a stadium show is good for is that visual and the bragging rights of being able to say we've got 70,000 people here, right?
Numbers.
But, like, beyond that, it's, like I said, they're not nearly as fun to attend.
Yeah, jam-pack me 15, 20,000 in an arena and let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer that.
I feel like arena shows, one, the sound travels better, and I have more fun at those.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to multiple stadium shows, right? There's another poster right here. It's a WrestleMania poster.
Yep.
And I was at the Royal Rumble literally just this year.
I went to 9 WrestleManias, so all I know is fucking stadium shows. Most of the time, I did not like the stadium aspect of it.
I feel like
I've had to switch seats before because of the view. Like, it's just like, nothing. I don't.
It's a fun bragging right to say, like, we sold out a stadium, and I get why companies want to do it. I get why WWE does it. I get why AEW would want to. But I would just say that as an event goer, I don't enjoy stadium shows nearly as much as I enjoy just a really cool arena. And that's how I feel.
But then, like, when you have a stadium show, that means there's going to be a lot of wrestling fans play big weekend. Like, everything that comes along with stadium shows, I love. But the actual show, not a fan of. So, I think that definitely could happen, though. definitely could
I
happen.
think, and honestly, that goes down to me preferring, like, I prefer attending basketball games over attending football games. Like,
Right.
there's just something about the atmosphere of the arena versus the atmosphere of a stadium that that just don't compare. Orion says, to sell out a show with no matches listed, that's some cred there. WWE stands
That's
have
fire.
to step back and admit AEW and New Japan got juice. They won't, but look, this is how I feel about all of that. The whole argument. It's weird that it's not weird, like, because weird would mean abnormal, and
you know why it's
like,
happening.
yeah, it's been happening a long time. But like, when I was giving kudos on the tickets being sold, when I posted that tweet, AEW actually shared it. Thank you, AEW. On them actually having sold out the having sold out United Center, and now United Center is depending on the setup, largest arena in America. Like, you're not going to beat that capacity in many other places as far as arenas are concerned. Obviously, stadiums are. Like, that's a flex. When I said that, I was not saying anything about any other promotion. I was simply saying that this is an accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
But, of course, people got to jump in the mentions and be like, well, you know
the vibes.
Yeah, like they're not selling this. And I was like, or, you know, if WrestleMania was here, they would have sold it too. Sure, I didn't say they wouldn't. I don't recall.
Why did it take them so long to book United Center again then?
Yeah, and like I know why. Because the actual answer, and it's the same reason that Tony knows that booking United Center is kind of a bit of a vanity flex, because United Center is expensive as fuck. Like, we talked about this before this podcast existed.
We had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah, it's a really expensive venue to run. And so when if you want to maximize the amount of money you're going to make off an event, then, you know, Allstate Arena is a great place to run.
Right.
Wintrust Arena is a great place to run because those are cheaper. They don't have they don't have the union fees, and they don't have the it's not an NBA arena. And so, like,
I like Wintrust, by the way.
Yeah. The more you can get away with not running an NBA arena, the better, because
it's why WWE doesn't run MSG as often. Like, it's like all Barclays Center, because MSG is just so expensive.
MSG is real
this
expensive. MSG is vanity. It is straight, because like WWE tried to get around it, right? For a minute they did, because MSG for the longest time requires they still do. MSG requires that you use their video staff. To run televised events there. And so, and of course, they're all union, and so they cost more than using WWE's crew. And so WWE was like, all right, for a long time, they're like, we're not going to run televised events Madison Square Garden. But in 2015, they thought they had a workaround where they were like, what if we do WWE network events there, right? They did that like televised house show. And so they were like, this technically isn't TV, it's streaming. And they got away with that one time, and then Madison Square Garden went and revised.
Wait a minute.
It's like, they're like, wait. You can't do that.
Y'all streaming? Nah. Y'all trying
like,
to.
That's still televised.
Right.
And so they revised it. So now any events you run there that have a visual audience that are not in the building have to use their video production crew, and therefore you have to pay those Madison Square Garden.
So when we're requesting for people to have shows at MSG, we shouldn't, because that sounds crazy.
I mean, so that's the thing. It's vanity, right? It's one of those things where you have to be willing to kind of eat the cost on it to be able to say that we are running this big ass event and it looks cool. It's the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. You know,
but everything else
it's not going to turn the profit that Barclays is going to turn. It's not going to turn the profit that any other event's going to turn, but it looks good. And you have to be willing to eat that. But at the same time, that's not one you want to run regularly for that very reason. Especially if you're not.
I'm excited. I got to see that ROH and New Japan show in 2019 at MSG. That was super dope. That was the first time I ever went to MSG. And I think that was it. So,
but like even artists and whatnot, just running a concert there, it's really a thing of just being able to say, like, you got to be able to eat the cost, but ultimately say, hey, I sold out the Garden.
Right.
Jay-Z.
Tyler, the Creator did it 2 nights too. Like it's lit out there.
Man, so when they announced the United Center for First Dance, I thought it was hilarious that week. Once it was announced, I knew, because I know all these things that you just said about United Center, how much it costs and everything. And people are like, Punk's not coming, guys. You're going to get swerved. I was like, guys, you don't pay for United Center if you don't know you have Punk. And I kept telling people that behind the scenes. I'm like, he's coming. There's no way he's not coming. They don't book United Center if they don't have him.
Oh, no. They paid all that money for United Center to play MJF's music and swerve.
Right.
No, there's no way they would do that.
For an hour
that makes no sense.
Show, that wouldn't make any sense at all.
Fam,
like, United Center is a very expensive venue, though. And, like, that's why you can guarantee Dynamites are going to run that. Dynamites are going to stick with Wintrust because it's a less expensive venue.
Isn't it awfully out of the way, too, Phil?
What, Wintrust?
No, United Center.
No, United Center is right in the city. It's like right in the...
United Center is the dope one. Wintrust is the one that's out of there.
Wintrust is in the city. It's the Sears Center or Now Arena.
Sears Center.
That's the one that's not in the city.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Allstate is not in the city. It's in Rosemont.
Yeah, gotcha. So, the Rosemont Horizon, the Allstate, that one's out of... that one's technically a Rosemont, right? But it's like right off the freeway, though. Like you can still get to it pretty easily. Way easier than Now Arena. Now Arena
far.
But Wintrust is also the newest, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it was only built in like 2017.
Yeah, it's right next to McCormick Center. It's where they have like a lot of conventions, and then they have like the Duke basketball games. That's where they had the WNBA games. So it's like in the heart of the city.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I think Allstate Arena is oddly the oldest. I think that one's like 40 years old, right? That one, the one WWE runs, that one's the oldest. And then I think Now Arena was, I don't know why I know this stuff about your city, but Now Arena,
because it's the greatest city in the world.
I'm from the city of the best city in the whole world.
Hey.
Yeah. That was, I think Now Arena was 06. And then United Center is 94. I definitely know that because it's the house that Jordan built.
It's after they tore down the Madhouse, man.
Yeah, you have to know when the United Center was built. And then,
I used to have a piece of the floor from the Madhouse, a collector's piece after they tore it down.
Wow, that's cool. What happened to it?
My dad probably has it. Yeah, my dad probably
somewhere out there.
I was gonna say that's
it's one of those things that my dad bought that I kind of grabbed, and I used to have it in my room. And he probably at some point was like, "Why does he have this? Give me."
This is mine.
No, honestly though, this is a really cool thing that they sold this event out, and I'm gonna be there. I don't know how, but I'm gonna get there. If I have to drive, I will be there. And I say that because I'm looking at flights, and
flights
they're
are
like
stupid.
They're not just expensive, but they're like inconvenient. So I was looking at one, and it was like it would have me land at 5:58, and the event starts at 6, and I'm like, nope, that's not gonna work. And I was looking like the day before, and there's so much. I don't know. Yeah,
they're ridiculous.
I'm like trying to figure out the right flight. Also, I would like to land at Midway, but I recognize that O'Hare is probably going to have to be an option. Why do y'all have two airports? What is the point of this?
Because one airport is more local. It doesn't have the international flights. O'Hare is kind of like the international airport. It's the bigger airport. It's outside of the city, kind of. Midway, I love traveling on Midway because it's closer to me. It's smaller. It's less hassle. O'Hare is always crowded. Always. I don't care what time you go. It's always crowded.
So, I was looking at... if I took that flight that lands at like 5:58, I guess the benefit to that is that it's only like 10 minutes from the arena, it looks like. So...
I'm telling you, Midway's
so I was like,
Midway's the one,
could probably pull it off still.
Don't do it. Don't do it because you run into something like a flight get canceled. Don't do it.
I know, right? Then I'm screwed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was like all of it was... I don't know. That's the one that I'm like, don't do this one. Like that would be a huge mistake. If anything gets delayed, I am screwed.
You have no minutes to spare. 0 minutes
to spare. So I don't know. Probably won't try that. What else we got? We got some.
Y'all are lucky. Yeah, that's gonna be a super dope show. They haven't announced anything. When they start announcing things, it's gonna get super duper. Yeah.
If we're still speculating, I still think we're getting Mox versus Tanahashi. It
Oh,
just
we're
feels
definitely getting
that's-
Mox. I thought because if Mox versus Tanahashi, the match that he has been trying to get for over a year, if there was any place that was going to happen, it has to be here.
Right.
Like, I think the only other show people were maybe thinking it could happen at was this DC show, and the fact that
I never believed that.
I mean, it's a way smaller venue.
Yeah, it's a smaller show, and then the match they announced for that show is the 4-way for the U.S. title.
That match is fire though.
But
That looks like it's gonna be fire.
Tanahashi
But
and Moxley are in it, which is going to be a good way to continue to
Build towards
light that fire.
Yeah.
yeah, because he never answered him. He never answered his challenge. He just happens to be in this 4-way. He's been calling him out for a year, over a year. But yeah, I kind of feel like, I mean, we're gonna get into a certain club later, and I feel like there's a reason why they set up that match that way.
Yes. I think Moxley versus Tanahashi is the one. But yeah, the one everybody wants to know is what's Okada gonna do, and there's so many things. There's so many places you can go with that. And I mean, I think Punk and Okada like also makes sense, but everybody's like, but what about Kenta? Like Kenta's,
You can always
Kenta's
just
been calling this match for every time he tweets, he's like, CM Punk, let's fight. So like,
You
bro,
can do
like
Kenta
7
later,
years.
man. I feel like for this show, if you're gonna main event this show in Chicago with Punk, I feel like you got to do Okada.
Like you have to do it. I agree.
I mean, that could be just the match I want to see, but
and because like Kenta, there still can be some fire. There's Samoa Joe. There's Bryan
fam,
Danielson. Like
Kenta is the king of petty. Kenta came out and took Naito's moment. I feel like that's one of the greatest things he's done with his career, and I feel like him coming out and giving Punk a GTS at the end of the show makes a lot of sense.
Leading to Wrestle Kingdom maybe or something. I could see it out there.
Honestly, though, just looking at it, I do not envy Gato or Tony Khan having to essentially look at this and go
the dub. Somebody was asking if I was wearing PWG shirt. Yeah, I'm PWG young boy, of course.
Like having to look at this and go, how do we put this together? All right, we got
Tony Khan is, you know him, and he is just meticulous. So he's just like, what do I do? What do I do? And he's listening to people saying what they should do. Like there's so many things going on.
Like you have this match here, but then all of a sudden you got this match here. Like there's so many options right now that I imagine putting this card together is probably going to be a lot of fun, but also like you have to make some sacrifices.
There's so many wrestlers. Yeah, Ring of Honor wrestlers. Like there's so much.
Come on, man. We got Kushida out there.
Yes.
There's so much they could do.
Holy
God damn, there's so much they could do.
Like there has to be multi-man matches because there's just too many wrestlers. It's crazy.
I know. It's gonna be a night. It's gonna be a great night. I'm excited to be there for it all. So
there's some cool stuff coming up. Before that though, we still got Double or Nothing. Like there's some good stuff that's gonna lead into it.
I'm gonna be there. I'll be at Double or Nothing in just a few weeks.
Yes,
it's gonna be fun.
I will also be there.
Vegas, baby. Grapsody boys are back.
Three of us will be there
again.
Theron Reynolds will also be there.
It's gonna be hot as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Looking forward to see a lot of people there, man. Big homie Graham's gonna be out there.
Yes.
Should be a fun trip, man.
Andres told us he's gonna be out there willing and dealing. So we're gonna it's gonna be cool, man.
My wife's coming. This is the first wrestling trip she's made with me.
Wow.
Because our anniversary is in 10 days, and so we figured
let's celebrate.
Yeah, let's.
She hit you with that call, like, fam, look, you've been making these wrestling trips all year. You are not going to Vegas without me. I'm going.
You said it was after Wale Mania, right? Because we were like, we was.
No, it was actually. She wanted to go. So that was the thing. Was she was mad that she didn't get to go to Wale Mania because she was straight up like the second I said we were going to Wale Mania, she was like, I could probably find the time off, and like, she's like trying to book flights and all of that, and she just wasn't able to make it happen. But as far as Vegas is concerned, that was actually my idea for her to come. So I was like, look, like Double or Nothing's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's have a weekend and let's get away in Vegas. It's the kids will be out of school, so we don't have to worry about like school nights or anything. As far as like leave them with somebody and y'all have fun. Because their last weekend of school is the Friday before Memorial Day. So it's like, let's just go. Let's have fun. And then, now granted, Saturday is getting busy all of a sudden. I noticed that pretty much every day something else is getting added to Saturday.
It's happening.
You know where I'm about to be, in the independent wrestling streets, getting my dang on, just like Texas, just like Florida, just like everywhere ever. I'm so super excited.
They're already announcing shows for that weekend for Forbidden Door as well. You got Warrior Wrestling the same day.
Yeah.
Like literally, like kind of like up the street from where the United Center is at. I think it's at Malcolm X College. Yeah. So
That's
should be a
dope.
fun
That's
show.
gonna be a dope weekend. A bunch of dope weekends coming up. Wow, we're just blessed, lucky, and spoiled wrestling fans. As they say.
Man, wrestling is in a great place, man.
I said it a couple weeks ago, man. I don't feel like there's been a better time. Like, I know people associate the good times of pro wrestling with wrestling being a craze, because people almost feel like you need outside validation for things to feel great, right? But like, just in terms of quality content output right now, and I even mean this for WWE, I mean this for everybody right now, quality content being output, I have never felt like I've had so much good shit to take in. That like, even when there's stuff to be frustrated with, it's like, but you know what? There's some shit I still like. So like, I still feel like the most fun I had with pro wrestling was last fall, because there was just so much great shit, and it was just great to be back, and great to be back in front of back in crowds and all of that. Now, granted, Reg had to go to a show, and
great content for our show. It kicked off Grapsody, so it worked out, I think.
Hey, man.
But other than that, I feel like I just haven't had more fun with pro wrestling than I'm having right now. There's so much.
I agree.
There's so much variety right now.
It's been insane. There's so much great wrestling, all the talent, like even WWE, I still turn it on. Like, there's a lot of things that I hate, but there's some things that I really don't hate as much, like the Jackass Deathmatch. I'm gonna bring up the Jackass Deathmatch all the time because that was a masterpiece. And so, wrestling is every single night. Like this weekend, honestly, I was thinking like, oh, there's not that much wrestling on, which is funny enough.
It's Impact tonight.
There's usually a million things on. And I was lying because there's a million wrestling things going on, including Impact Wrestling. Send my check right fucking now.
We
you
are
get the
getting
righteous bump, and it's because of me.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we are getting Rich Swann versus Laredo Kid for free on YouTube before Under Siege. That's going to be a great match.
That up, boy. Oh my!
By the way, Impact had a ton of departures this week.
They did, yeah. Oh, I don't know what the hell started going on. Willie Mack was a big surprise to me because I've been trying to get a Willie Mack interview and all this stuff, but now I can get it because he doesn't work for that. Well, yeah, shout out to Willie Mack. Book Willie Mack right now. Also, Jonah was only in there for a little bit of time after its release from WWE.
Was Jonah signed though?
I don't think so. I think it's probably
stop.
just like a short-term deal type thing. But the things that he did, he like made a mark. Like he wrestled Suzuki, he wrestled PCO, he wrestled Josh Alexander. Like he like made his mark and did his short-term deal. How you should do it: get in, get your shit, and get out. Try to get a better deal somewhere else because Impact. It's I don't know what's going on there. I hope it's not going to be a lot more releases. I hope they replace these people with some other great people. Impact, I don't know what's going on, but I hope everything's okay out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think content-wise, Impact is doing pretty great. I think everything else-wise, there's definitely some flags for concern.
Yeah. I meant Ishii when I said Suzuki. My bad,
yeah.
Yeah, like when you showed me the ticket sales for this show that we're about to see, and I was like, oh my god, that is.
I think when we looked yesterday, they sold 69 tickets. I mean,
how do you?
I guess in one regard you could say nice, but other than that,
get out of here. No, that's an awful waffle, bro. 69 tickets to a major event, or not major, but like a show. That's.
I mean, our show is going to be on television.
Yeah,
like that's not good.
They're going to have to give away free tickets. It's WCW Nitro in fucking 1999 again. This is crazy.
They had at least sold a couple
Yeah,
thousand
they
before
would
had to
sell
start giving them
1,000
away.
tickets at minimum. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
God,
Like
that
this,
sucks.
it's.
You guys need my help. Call me, Scott Demore. I could get you out of this. I've been trying
Call
to.
me Scott
I didn't put
Demore.
the thing on Wrestle Talk. I gave you all these points, and you're just not listening to me. Call me up. I could get this solved. I can get at least 200 people in there. Come on, Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, it's like whenever somebody says, when people are talking about, like Diona worked Dynamite this week. And by the way, I'm looking at them now. The show's tomorrow, Sunday, May 8th. They haven't moved anymore. But yeah, so I decided to check. 'Cause I'm like, 24 hours later, we were just talking about people who buy last minute tickets. But
Hey man,
so
They need to team up with I think one big thing that they should do is team up with an independent wrestling company wherever they are. Say they're in St. Louis, they team up with Glory Pro or Wrestle Mac, like whoever has a popular independent wrestling company wherever they're broadcasting their show. Team up with whoever's hot out there, and you're going to sell more tickets just based off the local shit. It's going to help Impact. It's going to help the local company, and it's just going to improve it. Like, there's so many wrestling companies out that people are picking and choosing what they want to do. And if you don't have some kind of appeal, you need more. You need 5 appeals. You can't have just one appeal.
And group of, yeah, and I agree. I think teaming with people would work out for that.
Yeah.
But Diona worked Dynamite this week, and Impact fans got really upset for a number of reasons. The first one being that she lost. What the hell did you expect?
I'm like,
what
you got.
What did you think was going to happen?
Come on, man.
the whole point of this was to get the title off of Diona. I'm sorry, guys.
It was going to happen at the Super Card of Honor if she would have showed up. If she didn't have the double booking, she was going to lose that belt that night.
Yeah.
Here's
the thing. 2 things can be true. 1, they could very much be interested in Diona. But
Yes.
2, they don't have her right now. Like, the
Also,
fact
yes.
that she didn't even have to drop the title is a blessing in itself. That, like, hey, at least we were able to have a match. She was able to put somebody over while under contract to somebody else. That's a great thing to even have that. But, I saw a lot of arguing between AEW fans and Impact fans. Impact fans really offended by the Dynamite ending and really offended at the assertion when people said, wow, I said it, that Diona looks great on that stage and Diona looks great in front of that many fans.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, why would you want to go to AEW when they don't know how to book the women's division, blah, 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 blah. And, like...
Listen.
The thing about that is, guys, it is okay to like Impact Wrestling.
Yes.
I like Impact Wrestling. Reg likes
show.
Impact Wrestling. Philip likes Impact Wrestling. It's on my DVR. Although my DVR can't differentiate between Impact Wrestling when it's a new episode and like the other stuff they play on Access. So that's really annoying. So I usually have like 20 episodes of Impact.
Yeah, sometimes it'll just say Impact Wrestling and it's like nothing else. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's my DVR just has like everything Impact that airs on Access all day. And so I have to like sort through to find like what was the act, because like it'll have stuff from like 2009 and I'm like, no, this isn't what I'm trying to watch. But or maybe it is because I like 2009 Impact. That pre-Hogan stuff, that era was exciting. But just talking about, nobody got into pro wrestling to wrestle in front of 69 people. Like they didn't.
Listen.
And I feel like in the pandemic though, everything was kind of the same, right? It's like whether I'm wrestling for Vince, whether I'm wrestling for Tony, whether I'm wrestling for Impact. I'm not wrestling in front of anybody, so like I can really spend this time really honing my craft and making it the best. And Diona made the best of that, right? She went to Impact and she absolutely killed it.
I feel like out of everybody released by WWE, she's had the best career since. I feel like she's been killing it ever since she left that company. I don't know. I feel like people always leave out context with this stuff. Impact fans, you got to look at the context here. They made both Impact wrestlers look phenomenal on that show. Morrissey looked like $1 million.
He did.
He lost that match, but he dominated for most of that match. He got a lot of offense in. That really felt like an audition for him. I feel like he's going to get a deal off of that. I feel
apparently the word is that WWE watched.
Yeah,
that
I was gonna
match and
say,
like,
He's
if
gonna
not with
get a deal off of
AEW,
that.
he's about to
Mark
get a
my
deal
words.
from somebody. Yeah.
Mark my words. And the Diona thing, fam, she got to main event on her debut. Like they don't just do that for anybody. And not just that. If you know the history with her and the women of honor division and just how much that meant to her because she was there before there was a title. She fought for a lot of stuff for that company for women's wrestling, and for her to be able to hold that title meant a lot to her. For her to be able to main event shows and defend that title meant a lot. So no, this was not a bad thing for Diona. I feel like Diona absolutely won in this. And not just being able to defend it here, being able to defend it in Impact, wearing the yellow gear, which she wore the yellow gear with Ring of Honor. No, man, this was great for her, man.
Right.
Everybody doesn't have to physically win for it to be a win, man. Like, This is going to be good for her in the long run.
And on top of that, Mercedes Martinez disrespect, bro. If Mercedes Martinez wins, like, that's awesome.
There's
She
been a lot of
deserves everything that
she deserved
he
that.
gets. You know what I mean? Like, if Diona losing means Mercedes wins, that's a win for women's wrestling. Someone that's a vet, someone that's been through, someone that deserves a moment like this. So you can't be like, oh, they jobbed or whatever to Diona because she lost to Mercedes Martinez. It wasn't like
Right.
some
It wasn't like it was
you know what I
somebody,
mean?
nobody. Like, Mercedes Martinez is a legitimate women's wrestling legend, man.
Yes,
Like, come
legendary.
on, man.
Legendary. And then Diona was really excited to be able to do that with Mercedes. So you guys, come on.
Yeah, and in that venue, like, she's had nothing negative to say at all. Like, you know, in the home of Ring of Honor, in front of a sold-out crowd that looked awesome, by the way, because of the lighting change.
Yeah.
Like that, it's great shit. Oh, speaking of lighting changes, I'm going to follow up on something I said last week. Going in a completely different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, I said I watched NXT. Week before, I also watched NXT. And guess what? I watched NXT this week. I said that shit was trash last week and the week before. But you know what? I didn't think it was this week.
Wow.
I thought that the spring breaking,
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
spring breaking to
Spring
Electric
breaking.
Boogaloo.
Was anybody pop locking?
I thought that it was actually. Now, granted, it was mostly just matches, and that's what I like out of pro wrestling.
Yes,
and
please. Especially with NXT, they be doing some wild
give me the
shit,
bits.
bro. Just give me some wrestling.
And I thought that match-wise, for the most part, it delivered. And I thought that three-way for the North America title was cool. I mean, it was a very like moves match, but also like I don't hate moves matches.
No, Sikoa's the guy, man. I think Sikoa's gonna be a star, man. He's got it.
Star.
They dusted them off balls off of Ben Carson, aka Nathan Fraser. It was very good to see him. And
Ben
man,
Carter.
Fraser's awesome.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carter. Sorry. Sorry. Not HUD guy. Not sorry. Ben Carter. Sorry. Ben Carter.
No, I want to see Ben Carson.
Yeah, no.
Ben Carter, aka Nathan Fraser.
Yeah.
And Fraser looks great as he has always looked great. I thought it was so weird that they signed him and then had him hidden away over there in NXT UK. Bring this guy to the US, put him on big stages, man. He's gonna be a legit guy.
This is reminding me the Nathan Fraser talk is reminding me of that Stokely Hathaway clip he just posted of his stand-up talking about NXT UK.
Yo,
so
that was
funny,
amazing,
man. Oh man, incredible. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Stoke, where Stoke goes. But yeah, NXT. I think for their entire existence, one thing they always have and they always can do is put together a great wrestling show. If they need to put together some matches, a takeover style, a big show, it's most of the time, 95% of the time, going to deliver. So I never I'm never surprised when they put together a dope show like this.
Yeah, well, I had concerns because I have, for the most part, thought that the entire Braun Breaker feud, like everything I had seen. Was
the
just
buildup was pretty awful.
some of the worst television I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
the Gacy stuff still doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bad, yeah.
But the match was fine. I thought that the match came through.
I'm super. Why did they choose Joe Gacy? Is my whole. I don't know why they went. I didn't think that was the direction to go with Braun, but characters welcome.
I have thoughts, but we're starting with love. So
We got to see Rick Steiner get kidnapped. That was something.
come on, man. Getting his old man some TV time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say this. I like I said, I wanted to give it a chance because of the fact that I've heard from so many people that while NXT 2.0 isn't necessarily black and gold, that NXT 2.0 is good at what it does.
It has its own identity.
It has its own identity, and I wanted to give that a chance. And last week, I wasn't feeling it. The week before, really wasn't feeling it. This week, though, I felt like, at least as a destination show, it came through. So, yeah giving it a fair shot. I liked it.
Yeah, actually, like a lot of people in Legado del Fantasma, they're great. Mellow.
Granted, that's kind of still NXT Black and Gold, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you could kind of say, So all the
same
things
with Cameron
I
Grimes.
about
Like Cameron
Grimes is still,
that's still a Black and Gold act. There's not very many left, but
the new breeds. Shout out to Roxy. That was dope. Was she on the show? She was on.
She was in those awful backstage segments.
Ever
prank
since you
segments.
said that NXT 2.0 was undressed Phil, I'm
telling you, it's the exact same tone.
I've never stopped seeing it. Now I'm just like,
so
this
bad.
is undressed, bro.
Fan, if you just look at it from the part where Mandy puts that Playboy sticker on before she gets in a Tanner, that looks exactly like something you would see on MTV Undressed.
Definitely.
It looks super dated. And again, that's not a knock to Mandy, because I know every time you mention Mandy, people are like, "Oh, why are you being mean to Mandy?" Mandy is fantastic. I just think that the stuff that they're doing around Mandy and the stuff they're doing with their division is just not my cup of tea. Because I saw that Booker take, and fam, come on, man. You knew what Athena meant. She's not trying to dunk on Mandy. She made a point to compliment Mandy before she said anything.
What she was doing, Booker T. Why are you saying that, dude? I don't know why you keep saying. Like, I get being a company man, but gosh darn it, Booker T.
Like, her whole point was trying to say that Mandy is Mandy, and Mandy's good at Mandy, but the rest of us are not Mandy. And that's been kind of a point that's been made for a long time. Like, I don't know.
Booker T just like, it's the company. You leave it where. No, dude. Like, I'm about to talk. If you did me wrong, I'm about to say they did me wrong. I'm not about to be like, oh, I'm not gonna burn a bridge because Booker T thinks like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Don't say nothing. I didn't say nothing when Hunter buried me. So you shouldn't say nothing either. Like, man,
bro,
get out of here.
That's a wild. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much what like he told like Leo Rush is like, don't be like this. Stand in line. Walk this.
It was a lot of nasty takes about Leo after that have not aged well.
Not at all. It's been all of his things have been confirmed. So
Dylan says people need to stop analyzing wrestling like some economists. Unless you are a wrestling economist, right? Like, honestly, shout out to Brandon Thurston. He's good at this shit, right?
Yeah, he's good.
He is
I love his
great at the shit.
Dylan spin facts though. Those are facts.
And also, trying to maximize casual viewership is what has tanked the quality of WWE television.
Yeah. That's why I said like they think casuals is bringing in fucking celebrities and like I don't want to see. Like, I don't want to see a celebrity at Forbidden Door, dude. I want to see some fucking wrestling.
Like, I think you're gonna see celebrities. I think West Side's gonna be front row.
I think people forget that like WWE is making record profits. But their money is made business to business. The majority of WWE money is not business to consumer; it's business to business.
Right.
And that is just something to keep in mind.
And I think they are appealing to casuals. Like their wrestlers are on Jimmy Fallon, and they're in commercials, and like Bianca's working with Fenty, and it's like. They are appealing to casuals. I don't know if it's working for them. It doesn't matter. They're making money either way. So
right. And granted, even the Jimmy Fallon stuff took a while, right? Like that story that they had tried to send Roman to Jimmy Fallon in 2019, and they said no. And then,
hit him with the pass.
Wow.
And they were like, you got like the Undertaker or John Cena or something. And then but now in 2022,
Shout out to Roman. He became undeniable. Yep,
he
on there.
did. But a big piece of that was that you had to do what hardcore fans were asking for like 5 years.
Hey, missed out on that part.
Did they appeal to us?
Hey, but no, Dylan's point is on the money though. Like it's 100% on the money. I see a lot of people that are fans. Like they don't do podcasting or nothing, and they talk about all this ratings talk, all this demos talk, all of this. Okay, how is this going to market? It doesn't matter. Why are you talking like an exec? Like you don't make any money off of this stuff. Just watch the shows and enjoy it.
Yep.
Yeah, and really the only things like I care about ticket sales because that actually does affect the product. If a show doesn't have fans at it, then that like pro wrestling to me is simply a game of popping crowds. That's really it. Popping crowds are getting them to boo, getting crowds to react. If you don't have those crowds there, then you've essentially lost the most important aspect of pro wrestling. We had a year and a half of that to experience, and it wasn't any fun. Right. So, like, by the way, I guess side note on that too. I don't know how people can stomach going back and watching any of that stuff. I can't.
I keep seeing videos popping up in the timeline, and I'm like, "This is you guys. How are you watching this again?"
It depends on what it is, because I feel like somebody like Bailey was thriving during that time. Bailey in the camera, trash talking and everything. I thought that stuff was still fun.
I know, but I don't want to watch none of it again.
It sounds crazy. I watched that when Stone Cold was there with Street Profits, and all you could hear is them. That was just awkward.
No, I can't watch none of that. When people like. Because, wrestling fans are just kind of inherently nostalgic. And so when, wrestling fans will post clips from that time period, I'm like, no, stop reminding me of that. I don't want to see...
they'll say things like, I miss this. And it's like, bro, that was 2 years ago.
That's a wild take.
Awful,
yeah, no, that is wild, and it sucks. And don't show me that. Don't show me none of that shit.
No.
I don't want to see fucking... people on video boards.
No,
I don't.
Please don't. I've seen some people say bring back the Thunderdome, and I'm like, please never bring back the Thunderdome.
I went into the Thunder. Did you guys go into the Thunderdome? I went into the Thunderdome, and it was awful. I left. I was like, I left. I left the virtual experience. I was like, this show sucks. And they're doing like the biggest problem I have is they're directing you. Like, there's a guy in there being like, boo right here. Oh, here comes Roman Reigns. You're going to want to start booing.
I mean, I get why they did that, though, because do you remember the first one where, like, nobody was reacting? Because here's the thing. Wrestling fans don't react at home. They just sit there and watch. And so
I'm not going to be like, yeah, get him, The Rock. No, dude, I'm in my bed.
So that's how everybody looked on screen, right? They were just all sitting there like,
this is how I watch TV at home,
right, this is how people watch TV. And so, the next week they were like, all right, we got to have like somebody
some enthusiasm.
Like, getting reactions, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I play WWE 2K22, nothing infuriates me more than when it randomly selects the Thunderdome. Because I'll be playing and then because it does the random arena select. And if I don't actually now it is habit for me to actually go in and make sure that it doesn't give me them damn video boards, because I don't want to see that. I don't want to be reminded of it. It wasn't any good. It wasn't any fun. That stuff is almost traumatizing because that was a traumatizing period in our history.
I don't want to be reminded of anything that happened during that time. Wrestling included,
none of that. No.
I tweeted this the other day because I went to Popeyes the other day and I was remember when the chicken sandwich was like this crazy thing.
What was going on?
And people
bro?
Lined up around the block.
What dimension did we cross over to where we're
that was
fighting?
2 years ago too. It doesn't feel like that was 2 years ago.
Over chicken sandwiches. Rappers had them like stowed away in their trunks, like selling them out the back of their. I'm like, what are we doing, you guys? You guys' favorite show, one of your favorite shows, The Simpsons, has talked about so many of these moments where it's just like, is this real? And it's like, no, this is real life. Like,
although
there are really 3-hour lines for chicken sandwiches.
Tell me why this whole conversation has made my black ass want a chicken sandwich.
I mean,
I'm
actually thinking like,
how am I going to go get a chicken sandwich right now? Yeah. And I'm like, all right. So
it was a good sandwich.
Like, it was crazy, but I mean, niggas love some chicken and the shit was mine.
I'm like, okay. So
that's some nom-noms for sure.
like Veda's acting class, which is after this, is like right by a Popeye, so I could like drop her off and then pull out and go get me a Popeye's chicken sandwich. That sounds really good.
Like it wasn't Popeye's fault. The chicken was fire, but like the people were the one that were being crazy.
No, it got
Popeyes
crazy.
did a great job.
It got crazy, bro. It wasn't that deep. It's
no,
a chicken
it was
sandwich.
not that deep. It
No.
was not.
And
now they have chicken sandwiches at this coffee shop in Oakland. They're like, come get a chicken sandwich. I'm like, bro,
chicken and coffee sounds disgusting, bro.
Why do you guys have a chicken sandwich? It's called Orbit Coffee, and it's like, why do you guys have a chicken sandwich? Bro, give me some coffee. I'm out.
Yo, chicken and coffee sounds nuts.
Like, where are you frying the chicken up, bro? Like next to the decaf? This is crazy.
Irene asks, who from AEW absolutely has to make the Forbidden Door card? Because even though it's probably a 4-hour card, everyone can't be booked for the show. I mean, they're going to have to do some multi-man matches.
Yeah.
It's really the only way to get through this
That's
one.
it.
Who has to make it? Yes, Bryan Danielson has to make it. CM Punk has to make it. Hangman's got to make it.
William Ospreay.
So, specifically AEW, who has to make it? Like, who can AEW not afford to have Mr.
I think they're thinking of somebody, not those people that
like Moxley's gonna make it, you know that,
Yeah.
but like, because it's hard, right? Because
it's
like Swerve's
a lot.
working New Japan Strong right now, right?
That's
So,
exactly one person I was thinking of. Is like, but I think the benefit that Swerve has is a lot of New Japan wrestlers want to wrestle him, so he has a little bit. You know what I mean? He has a little bit ahead of, but even then, he could potentially get lost in the shuffle. You know, as crazy as that sounds.
And I mean,
yeah,
I
like
guess
what are the Young Bucks? Are the Young Bucks going to be involved? Like they're still talking shit.
You said,
They have to
but you saw their video. They
have
talked
to. You know?
I don't know. I feel like the Bucks have a benefit because we talked about multi-man matches. The Elite will probably
they could do a
as
big
function.
5-man match,
Yeah.
and that takes up a lot of cap space if there's 5 in New Japan guys over there. So yeah,
5 New Japan guys versus the Undisputed Elite. That takes care of a lot of people, and that also solves the idea of a lot of those guys are. As a matter of fact, the whole I keep seeing Super Elite, the Undisputed Elite, all have New Japan history.
Yep.
So like that kind of fills a lot of that as well.
Yep.
I don't know, honestly.
I'd love to see Dante Martin in a random banger or something like that. If
God,
you know,
guys, that match this week was insane.
Is that on the docket?
No, it's not on the docket. So
brother,
match right there, man. Was
my
insane.
God, everybody knows me. I love flippy
Give me the
shit.
flips.
I love spots. I love crazy shit. This was that. I don't know. I love the moments in the match where Phoenix is just like, this motherfucker here, I cannot stop him. Why does he keep flipping out of everything I'm trying?
This goes back to what I said earlier about you don't always have to win because he lost, but I don't feel like Dante looked like a loser here. Dante came out of this looking great. And this is now what, like the 5th or 6th AEW guy that is like, this kid is it. Like he's gotten a nod from Hangman, he's gotten a nod from now Phoenix, Malachi.
He got the nod from Malachi, yep.
Team Taz. Yep. He's gotten several nods at this point. He's the guy.
And I mean, I said it on Day After Dynamite this week, but that man has grown up the last like month in that he grew some facial hair. All of a sudden, he's looking kind of cut. He's decided I am not 20-year-old Dante Martin anymore. I'm 21-year-old Dante Martin.
He's like paying tribute to his brothers too. He's like, I'm gonna do it for both of us. So like, I'm about to get out here. And that fucking match, dude. Oh my! I've already watched it like 3 times. Incredible stuff. The reverse flip, face plant, and then they called it back, and both landed on their feet. Flipping, this is beautiful work.
Shout out Darius, by the way, that now that's out there.
The thing that we already knew, but we didn't. You know, we wanted to give Darius a space. He had a car accident, and so
Malachi just told everybody.
Yeah, Malachi just put it out into them streets. So I was like, I guess this is happening. Yeah, Darius Martin was in a car accident, so yeah, it was not a wrestling injury. Get well soon.
But man, the best part of that match to me was them landing on their feet and Dante looking straight into the camera and right back at Phoenix like, nah, fuck out of here. You got to do more than that.
Phoenix being like,
No,
I cannot stop this little motherfucker. What's happening?
That match reminded me of the things I loved best about that first hour of Nitro in '97.
Yes,
of
1,000,000%.
You know, it was like, look, Nitro is going to give you all different types of wrestling. Like, that's what I loved about Nitro, was it was a variety show, right? Like, I knew I was going to get my Hogan type match. I was going to get my storytelling. I was going to get all of that. But that first hour, Juventud Guerrera was going to come out there and give me the shit I want to see.
That first hour is how Rampage is pretty much. They're like, jam-pack all the wild shit we got in this hour. You're going to get cruiserweights. You're going to get Eddie Guerrero. You're going to get fast shit. And this match was a throwback to that. I love this fucking match so much. It's usually you get nervous. I love sometimes they announce these matches and it's like two high flyers. There's been some matches like this that suck. Like, you know, one high flyer needs a base. He needs somebody else to counteract this. But this was not that. This was like, we both be flipping. We both be doing wild shit. And let's do it. Let's try to outdo each other. And so at the end, Phoenix is like, all right, bro, I'm done with this flip shit. I'm just about to drop this kid on his head and get up out of here because I can't outflip him. And so that's what happened. Great ending. They embraced Phoenix. Just, you know,
Phoenix
amazing.
Gave him his mask after the camera went off.
That's so amazing. Like, that's as a luchador, people know how much that means. And so to see Phoenix back 1,000,000%, like not even 100%.
Phoenix is fucking back. Like I said that at watching Triple Mania last weekend because that was dope as well. And I was like, look, for anybody not watching this, Ray Phoenix is back.
He is very back.
You don't have to worry.
He's not walking into this. He's running, jumping, flipping into this. He's
like, nah, I'm still Ray Phoenix, and I'm going to remind you why I'm Ray Phoenix. Joseph Snurk sent us a Humper chat. Shout out. Joseph says, I need to see Dante versus Hiromu.
Yes, please. I want to see what Hiromu is going to do. I think he has a lot of potential opportunities. Even Ishimori with the Junior Heavyweight Championship, I think like there's some great potential matches to be signed.
LP in the mix, just
LP, like that's what I'm saying. Even LPs out there, like there's so many. Bullet Club, like yo, it's like what's gonna happen, y'all?
Ricardo says, just a reminder, Kushida is out in the wild.
Where's Kushida gonna do, man? Where Kushida gonna be at? Like come on,
free agent.
Advanced Twinblade says, oh, I forgot to mention Eddie Kingston, Davey Richards in the marquee match for the next Glory Pro show.
I love it. Seeing Eddie Kingston on the indies is always fun because he gets the microphone and he really gets to let it go. So
Kingston laughing at the Hangman promo was hilarious, bro. That was amazing. By the way, I'm gonna keep saying this because y'all not giving my man his due. Put some respect on Hangman's name. That promo was fire. And I feel like people like, oh, this is a heel promo. No, it's not a heel promo. He's sick of y'all underselling him. He's like, nah, I'm going to go and I'm going to beat this dude's ass.
He was talking about me when I first started Grapsody. He was talking to me. I get it, Hangman. You're right, bro. I'm sorry.
He's sick of it. He's been hearing since he got back, those three guys are bigger stars than him. Like, nah, I've beaten Brian. I've beaten Cole, and I'm going to beat his ass too. Stop playing with me.
He said, you talk about your 5 stars and all that. Now I'm about to fight this fool. What you want? What's up?
And then look how they're positioning Punk for Long Island this week. He's facing
John Silver.
John Silver from Long Island. Punk talked all that shit about Long Island. The fans haven't forgotten. He is going to walk in and get booed.
And Johnny Hungy's going to be on fire when he's out there in Long Island. The crowd's going to be behind him so heavy. This is going to be awesome.
That's going to be fun. He also says, give me Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, that's a match that a lot of people are. When I did a thread on Reddit asking people what matches they want to see, and that was pretty high.
Man,
most people were saying that match.
Cornman316 says Andrade versus Naito or Phoenix versus Ospreay.
I think they'd probably do a Lucha Bros match at this point. I don't even know. They might. I don't know. Like they have Phoenix has New Japan ties too. Like it's a lot. There's so much to happen.
And I love me some Sova. Says Dante versus Vikingo. Are you kidding me? Like, especially after everything we... Man.
Yes.
Vikingo is not a real person, man. I don't
No.
know. He be
I
out here
don't know
doing some
what he
crazy
be
stuff,
on.
man.
Yeah, I do not know what he be on. Yeah, I'd love to see Dante over in Mexico. Or I was really, really, really hoping they would possibly put him in the Best of Super Juniors, which they also
Man.
announced this week, and they're going to be amazing. I'm excited to see Ace Austin. Shout out to Impact Wrestling. We're talking about it again. Ace Austin's going to be out there as Impact Wrestling X Division champion.
Wheeler Yuta?
Alex Zane. Willer Yuta's going to be there with this pure ROH championship. This is going to be a great tournament. This is always one of my favorite tournaments because, like I said, I like that flippy shit. I like that junior heavyweight shit, so...
It is a great time to be young in pro wrestling right now.
I'm saying, yeah, the under 25 coalition are destroying it.
I mean, in under 30 even. You know, I was as I was watching the tag match on Rampage, and they were hyping up everything that's happening on Dynamite next week, and specifically with Jamie Hayter facing Tony Storm.
Yeah,
those two are the youngest in that match. And like the fact that people are so looking forward to this match, and those are two great talents who are still super young.
Yep. People don't know because Tony Storm has been in the game for a while, starting WWE, and she's done so much. But yeah, still super young in the game. People just like still trying to be out here and making it. So like. That's going to be super dope. Yeah.
That was a great tag match too, by the way. That was just a great episode of Rampage.
Yeah, that was. And then like Jungle Boy, super young Dante Martin. Like, yeah, the young, even just in AEW, they have a super talented amount of young people on their roster that the future is fucking bright as hell.
I mean, and then even over in WWE, you got, I mean, I can't believe they've gravitated to Austin Theory that hard.
Right.
But Austin Theory is
they're setting themselves up pretty nicely too for the future with their young talent.
I mean, Nathan Fraser, like I said, Nathan Fraser's what, 23?
Yeah.
The great time right now for the young wrestlers. What you don't want to do is repeat the mistakes of 2004, 2005, which was hey, we got all these young people, fuck all the old people, and let's push them all to the side and push these guys immediately. Because that didn't work out all that well.
I remember WCW tried to do that too towards the end. They started doing the new blood thing that they had Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo come in and strip everybody of the titles. And they're like, everybody that's old sucks. Everybody that's young is cool. And it's like, that's not a great strategy.
You got to work your way up there. Because it was like they were in such a rush in 2004 where they were like, all right, Randy Orton, he's going to be world champion. And it's like, hey, I bet if y'all knew in hindsight that you were going to get 20 years out of that guy, you probably in 2004 wouldn't have been like, because I know, I get what the thinking was at the time. The thinking at the time was, The Rock came in 24 years old.
Yeah.
And we only
had just lost Brock Lesnar too. So they were
but it was like we had only gotten 6 years out of The Rock. Rock came in and by 33 he was done. So if we're going to get somebody like a John Cena, we don't know how long we're going to have him, so let's do it now. And then it turned out, you had him for 20 years. Randy Orton 20 years.
Randy Orton is like, I'm not leaving. I'm still here, you guys.
Right. And like, you had Jeff Hardy for 20 years. Like all those young guys back then, all of a sudden you're looking up, hey, these guys are still wrestling. I think hindsight being 2020, like obviously you can't anticipate somebody getting the Hollywood itch and suddenly getting picked up and going elsewhere. You can't anticipate that 24-year-old Brock Lesnar turns 26 and then suddenly decides, I'm out. I'm done.
I'm gonna go play football.
That stuff you can't anticipate. But for the most part, a lot of these guys are lifers, and like you're gonna have these guys for a long time. And
I bet you they thought it was a little sketchy too at the beginning because he kind of had a couple of injuries, and they were like, maybe Randy Orton's not the guy, but it's like, no, Randy Orton's staying, dude. He's about to be here forever. He might hit 30 years out this bitch, man. Like he is ready to go.
You're not gonna, I think there's a lot of young talent right now, but also, and Nick A in the chat just pointed out, he's like, The Rock became a part timer at 30. Like, I know. That's what I mean
crazy.
too.
Right, that is pretty crazy.
I get what their thinking was. We're like, we got to capitalize on these young guys now, but I'm hoping now we have this slew of young talent. Don't rush it. You don't have to, because also You got a lot of the older talent in their prime, and it's almost the perfect time to kind of use all of these guys together, because I think we're going to look up in a number of years and go, can you believe there was a time where Bryan Danielson was wrestling, CM Punk was wrestling, Cody Rhodes was wrestling, Roman Reigns was wrestling at the same time that Wheeler Yuta was wrestling, and Austin Theory was wrestling, and Jungle Boy was wrestling, and like
Bianca
all these
Belair
guys,
and all these people,
all these same fucking guys at the same time were all.
Yeah,
like, that's
They all
multiple
existed.
different eras at once. And Sting is still in there.
And
What?
Sting's still there, diving off balconies through tables and shit. Like, what's going on?
Nah, I'm telling you, this is a great time. I think in hindsight, people are gonna look up and that picture that constantly gets posted. Like, man, the 2008 roster was so great.
I hate that picture.
I feel like this year people are going to look at that. Like, I think the most absurd looking poster in hindsight is going to end up being the All Out 2020 poster of like, can you believe this was a real thing that like we had at one point, just like Kenny Omega and CM Punk on the same program? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Right.
This doesn't even look right. What is this?
Yeah, All Out 2021. I was confused at first. I was about to say 2020.
Yeah, 2021. Yeah, 2021. I don't know. It's gonna be a great time.
Good time.
It's a great time. And Tim Gord says Takeshita is 3 years younger than Darby Allin.
Crazy.
That match was fire too.
Oh, the lethal match, huh?
that
I
was
love
fire.
that.
Cool Jammer says, did Will see Shida at TJPW? Give me Shida versus Miyu. I did not. I've heard lots of great things. And everybody has been messaging me, have you seen the Shida match? And I'm like, no, I haven't. The tag match is what everybody's bringing up. I haven't seen it. But I suppose I should.
You saw it, Phil?
I didn't see it yet, but a lot of cool stuff happening over in Japan.
Yeah.
That match is getting a lot of praise. And I think we're definitely going to get the Shida and Miyu match afterwards. Man, Mayu Iwatani is your new SWA champion. And if you know, that title held by a Japanese star can only be defended against non-Japanese stars. She's coming to the U.S. very soon. I have a really big feeling about that. She will be defending that title on U.S. soil very soon.
Yeah. And okay, so the title of this episode, as people have seen on YouTube, gonna talk about it. So, Freddie Prinze Jr.
It should have been entitled "He's All That," but yeah, we should have. Maybe next time.
Hey, no, they could call it TAT Wrestling. It's They're All That Wrestling, and it's the name of the
They're All That Wrestling.
There's no titles. You just win the title of all that.
Yes.
Freddie Prinze Jr. It's a name that if you grew up in the 90s, like we did, it's a name you heard a lot. This dude was a teen heartthrob, and then he grew up, he was on 24 for a season, and he was also a writer in WWE at one point.
Yeah, big wrestling
played
fan.
Fred in Scooby-Doo. He married Sarah Michelle Gellar, and it's Freddie Prinze Jr.
I feel like Freddie is like the hero for nerds everywhere because he does all of the stuff that makes us look like losers, and he somehow looks like cool. He looks cool when he does it. Like he's hanging out on YouTube playing board games with Macaulay Culkin, and somehow it looks cool. I mean, I don't know if people remember at some point Buffy the Vampire Slayer was the hottest show on television.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
huge.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was everywhere. She was like everybody's like crush, and he grew up and married her. Like,
Yep.
Freddie's the man.
So yeah, and so Freddie has always been a big wrestling fan, but he's also had a really good understanding of the business. He worked in WWE.
Yeah, he was in there.
creative. He's told some great stories about his time in creative, and some of his stories about.
I just want to say shout out to Patrice O'Neal. Every time I hear about somebody writing in the WWE, I always think of Patrice O'Neal because for some reason he was a writer in WWE for a time. And rest in peace to Patrice O'Neal.
Sure, rest in peace,
Sorry,
Patrice.
continue.
Yeah. So he even told the story of how like he was really big on Jeff Hardy becoming WWE champion in 2008, and Hunter was vehemently against it.
Against it.
and he won out on that.
Freddie Prinze Jr. was right, so right.
Well, it's funny because he thinks he was wrong in hindsight because he's like, Jeff Hardy. Because what he said was Jeff didn't stay in the company for more than a year after that. He was like, Jeff ended up leaving, got the drug arrest, went to TNA, and it was like, in hindsight, that didn't do much for us as a company to put Jeff Hardy over that hard. And I think he's wrong about that too. It's like it doesn't matter. In the moment, you guys had a star-making moment with Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy is still a big star, and that time has a lot to do with it. So
yeah. Well, so he had said that apparently that day was that whole day. They were. I'm talking about Armageddon 2008. Mm-hmm. They didn't know that Jeff Hardy was going to be the winner of that match until like the day of that at Creative. Freddie Prinze Jr. was like, okay, we got to put the belt on Jeff Hardy. Like, we've waited too long. We fucked him over at we fucked the fans out of the match, period, at Survivor Series. We had him lose at Cyber Sunday. He lost at No Mercy. This guy cannot lose again. Mm-hmm. And the fans like really want to see it. This has to be his night. And Hunter was like, I don't know. Like, I don't think he should win. Can we really trust this guy? And the story that gets me was when he said that Vince asked everybody to leave the room but Hunter. And Freddie said he has no idea what took place in that room, but he just knows that 5 minutes later, Hunter walks out looking angry, and he's like, I think Jeff's about to win this match tonight. Because, like, Vince said, I need everybody but Hunter to leave, and Vince probably talked to Hunter, like, nah, this is what's happening. I'm sorry, son.
Bro, you're doing this.
We're putting over Jeff Hardy. This is his night. This is what we're doing.
Yep.
Hey.
But yeah, so anyway, Freddie Prinze Jr. just recently talked about the fact that he is starting his own promotion, and that he is going. He talked about the plans for the promotion and how long it's going to take. He said that it's going to be about 18 months away. That he wants to shoot it in a place that he owns, which is a great idea. Yep. We don't see much of that, especially when WWE owns the Performance Center. So like NXT is shot, I guess, in a place they own, but for the most part. He doesn't want to have to lease venues or anything like that. He wants to shoot it in a place that is his.
Does this sound a little bit familiar of something that Righteous Reg has been pitching with a certain black millionaire by the name of Tyler
Perry Wrestling?
Tyler Perry Promotions. The guy has his own lot. You can shoot all your content with your own cameras, with your own everything. I'm telling you, this idea is already in my brain. Freddie Prinze Jr. stole Tyler Perry Pro Wrestling.
we need Titus O'Neil to pitch this to Tyler Perry. He will make it happen. He's the guy. If he can get a WWE title on Denzel Washington's shoulder, he can do anything.
Bro, isn't Titus with Yolanda Adams? Like, this bro is like, he is the bridge. I'm telling you.
And so one of the things he said, though, was he said, I want to start it as a 2-hour show. I want my storylines based in reality. I want to give the men and women equal time on the roster. That's very interesting. And he said, and then the goal is to bring it to television. And he said he wants it to be a SAG show, Screen Actors Guild. That's very interesting as well, because all of a sudden we are talking about union wrestling, which is a thing people have talked about for years.
Yep.
And this does sound like a great thing for the industry. One of the things that is interesting is the idea of making men and women equal from the beginning. Like, and what does that mean? And I get what he means by that. Essentially, we're talking about not making women's wrestling kind of an addendum. Like, when you introduce titles, you have a men's title and a women's title, not a world title and a women's title. Like, men and women, like that. I get that idea. Because then at that point, it doesn't feel like a sub portion of the show. It does just feel like another part of the show. NXT was going to do that and then backed off of it. Where
they backed out real fast too.
Yeah. When they had the idea of make of them both titles just the NXT World Title, one men's, one women's, and they backed off of that.
I mean, it was essentially still going to be a women's title. They were just taking women's off of the title.
Right.
Yeah. People had the wrong idea by that. It was just going to be like, no, we're treating these titles as equals, and I think that would have been a good idea. But but also that wouldn't have necessarily worked in the hierarchy of WWE because as far as call-ups are concerned, that was never going to happen.
Nope.
And so it's interesting. Do I think this is going to be a WWE or even AEW size promotion? No. I don't think so because I think there's certain things people have just become accustomed to with pro wrestling. I think arenas are something that people want out of pro wrestling. They want to see it as sport, and part of sport is touring and traveling. And
this is going to be like there's been a few wrestling companies kind of in the same vein. I think it was wrestling something WRP maybe a few years ago. There's been a couple
WKRP in Cincinnati.
That's what I thought too when he said that.
No, I think it was Wrestling Revolution Project. I think it was what it was called, and it was a former WWE writer. He shot a bunch of shows in like a warehouse type deal, and there was different storylines. I think this is the type of thing that Freddie Prinze is going to go for. It's not going to be like Raw's on every Monday or Freddie Prinze Jr.'s wrestling shows on every Tuesday. I think it's like he's going to shoot the whole thing and then present it to like a streaming company like Netflix or something, and then you can watch Freddie Prinze Jr. Pro Wrestling on your whatever streaming service. I don't think it's going to be like they're going to be a touring brand and competing with WWE and shit. It's going to be like they're going to be there. It's going to be a show. He's saying Screen Actors Guild. It's going to be like, you know, a Netflix presented show or whatever.
Yeah, it really doesn't need to be that to be interesting. I think for most people that are picky about these things, production value is going to be the thing that is the deciding factor for them. I feel like if he gets something that looks good and like the matches are good, then people are going to gravitate to it. Yep. I thought the idea he had of doing the rooftop wrestling with the LA skyline sounded dope. It doesn't sound like that's what he was doing. The
rooftop wrestling, that sounds really cool. With having the LA skyline behind this, like especially if you know the LA skyline and you know it's kind of got the smog and the haze through it. It does. You look at LA. That's the one thing you know about the LA skyline is that it is smoggy.
And then speaking of that idea, I just saw that Floyd Mayweather's fighting. Have you guys seen this? Floyd Mayweather's gonna fight in an exhibition fight in like Abu Dhabi, like on top of a giant. Like it's gonna be high in the sky, just like this idea, but like super high.
What is Floyd doing, bro?
And he's gonna fight, and each ticket is like $100,000 or something because it's Abu Dhabi Princes or something. It's a wild idea and it's crazy. I think it's happening on May.
Yo, he's doing Crown Jewel now. What's this?
Pretty much, yeah. Floyd Mayweather's Crown Jewel. Yeah, he knows where that money is. Yeah. So Freddie Prinze Jr. That's a lot of wrestlers are excited. A lot of backstage personnel are excited. Everything that he said was appealing to wrestling fans and wrestlers alike. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes with this, I think.
I want there to be more options, honestly, because there is now a point where, look, WWE is going to keep releasing people. AEW can't keep picking them up. And so there is starting to reach a point where a lot of these guys need another place to work. And Impact can't keep picking them up either.
Nope.
And so
they need somewhere they can make some money elsewhere besides WWE and AEW. So the more the merrier.
The more the merrier. I do think there needs to be another option because we don't have a shortage of wrestlers right now at all. There is no shortage of wrestlers, but at the same time, like all these people need places to work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I know people want to see. No, I'm not going to say that. I can't say that. I can't say it out loud. I can't.
Say it out loud.
It's not that I don't view him as a talent. It's that because I like him a lot. But I really do feel like I just don't see the room for Johnny Gargano. I don't. And so
Gargano caught a stray.
It's like I said, it's nothing against him. I like Johnny Gargano as a performer, and like maybe down the road, sure. But like, at what point does, a lot of people are like, I want to see Johnny Gargano in AEW, and I think at what point though does AEW become black and gold NXT entirely? And like, I see from a lot of AEW fans, they say the very thing of, there's a reason AEW won the Wednesday Night War, and it was because we didn't want to watch NXT. And they'll turn it around and say, like, and yet I see this show slowly becoming NXT week by week. But
the people don't know that the NXT was ripping, like, this AEW was born out of Ring of Honor and PWG. They were born out of this. That was their thing. You know?
I truly get that.
Yeah,
What I do,
that was going to be what I said.
What I do think though is that there is a lot of it where it's like, we're not done wanting to see the people that we came to AEW to see in the first place, and one more like major name like that kind of pushes another aside, and like I kind of see all of that at the same time. Like, I don't know. I'm not at a point right now where I want to see Johnny Gargano on this roster right now.
Gotcha.
I kind of concur. I would like to see him in AEW, but I would like to see him as the face of new ROH. I feel like he has so many similarities to Bryan that it would be really nice to see him as like the new like ROH guy.
I think he could be the new face of ROH. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. I would like to see him there. I just like right now, like maybe down the road, like if I
so you don't think he's going to be the Joker in the tournament? Is what you're saying?
I don't know.
I can see it. I can see him showing up, especially now that Candice is free to go wherever she wants. I can see it.
And the Joker wrestles Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's an option. I think he's got to be one of the likely guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who the Joker is on the women's side, but like as far as the men's, I have no clue. And that is gonna be I don't know. There's a lot of people it could be. So
yeah, I mean, Kushida makes a lot of sense for that spot. I think a lot of people are asking for Claudio. Yeah, it should be exciting to see who that is.
It could Claudio. Be. Yeah, there's a lot of options there. I mean, I have to think about like Gargano would make sense just in the sense that this tournament's been planned since like September, and when they announced it like around September-ish, right? And so I can't imagine that
he fits the bill too. It's an Owen Hart thing. He fits the bill.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Shot Kid 29 says that somebody from non-Long Island, New York, all Punk did last time was tell Long Island some hard truths they needed to hear.
That's what I.
D-Lo Dig says, "Sup fellas, watching the show late and catch it up. Don't know if y'all talked about it yet, but why don't you think the Joker is going to be Davey Boy Smith Jr.? Also copped my Yo Grab shirt along with the Black Wrestlers Matter shirt. Thank you so much.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
D-Lo. I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so either. I think it's got to be somebody who's going to kind of generate. I mean, well, it depends because I don't know what kind of pop that would generate, and I feel like they would want to go for the moment here of like kind of a Joe dream match.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that is going to be.
Maybe it's Jonah.
And Ricardo also said, "I'd love to see Candice in AEW." I mean, she's a long way off. Like, she just had a baby in February.
She just had a baby. I don't think she's
pump the brakes on that one.
Running.
Yeah, let her enjoy her family life for now.
Yeah, definitely. Even Gargano, he's still like in daddy mode. He might not even be super ready to hop back in there. So,
and a lot of people here are saying Miro. Like,
Miro.
I would love to see Miro back.
Yeah, definitely. Miro would be great.
Man, Miro versus Joe would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's options there.
I likes that.
And so tomorrow on pay-per-view,
PTV.
I'm sorry. It's a premium live event.
Yeah, we fucked up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. And
PLE.
So, it is. We are officially Backlash in WrestleMania. But the WrestleMania Backlash takes place tomorrow night, live on the old Peacock.
Listen, Backlash used to be a great pay-per-view. I don't know if people remember just how big this pay-per-view used to be. It used to have stuff like Rock versus Austin, Rock versus Triple H.
Yeah.
And then we got Undertaker versus Batista at this show. This show used to feel like it matters. Now it just feels like WrestleMania Redux, where we just do rematches, and it's just not. It's not exciting. It feels very predictable for the most part. I don't know, and I mean, there's stuff on this card that could be good. I mean, I hate that the AJ matches now feel like at WrestleMania where, all right, well, he's going to go, half gear into this because they're setting up for the rematch, because that's what they did with the Nakamura match. And that's exactly what they did with the Edge match, where it's like, all right, well, they're going to get a better match later. So I'm assuming this match is going to be better than their match at WrestleMania. But at this point, who cares? Like,
I'm just slightly annoyed at the fact that, like, I'm glad I'm not, like, paying for this. So that's kind of the benefit of premium live event versus pay-per-view, is that if you were selling this to people for $50 or $60, and it's like, that. Yeah, then you have a problem here. But you did still sell tickets to this.
You're still taking my Peacock money for this.
Yeah. And it's not so much that the card looks bad, but it's that there's almost zero stakes here. There's only one title on the line, and it's the women's title, the I Quit match, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. But
no Bianca match, which is
no
weird.
Bianca match announced thus far.
No women's tag titles. Like
nothing announced for that. Intercontinental. The one match that did have stakes, they removed the stakes from, which was supposed to be the Usos versus RK Bro.
That is weird now that you think about it. Theory is supposedly their guy. Why is he not on this card?
Like I said, like all the stakes disappeared from this show. Right now there are 6 matches announced. I'm sure there'll be more. And they'll probably even throw on a title match. Again, though, no stakes. Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
I think Omos is winning just because you got to submit MVP as his manager.
But at the same time, though, Bobby Lashley's supposed to be the number 1 babyface on Raw.
I get the feeling they're probably gonna run them at Hell in a Cell again, and probably a cell match.
Oh, don't do that.
I just have a feeling it's coming because...
no, don't do that.
I just have a feeling it's coming. Just like I have a feeling they're going to run Cody and Rollins back.
Cody and Rollins is one I can see being inside the cell. I absolutely do
they
see Cody and Rollins
destroyed the legacy of what this match used to represent. I hate that it's just the next show. Like, oh, let's have these people feud for 3 shows so they can get to the Hell in a Cell. It used to be like, they've been feuding for 2 years, and now they're going to fight in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell used to be stakes.
Apart.
I remember the first time they did Hell in a Cell as a show, and I thought it felt weird because remember they had guest host Trish Stratus, who came out and announced, and she's got a graphic behind her that literally says Hell in a Cell next pay-per-view, and she's like, John Cena and Randy Orton are gonna face off inside Hell in a Cell, and it's like, we knew you were gonna announce that because that's literally the next pay-per-view. Right. What are you doing?
I kind of have a bold prediction, by the way. I think that they swerved us with this AJ and Finn Balor thing. I think Finn is going to turn on AJ tomorrow, and he's going to side with Edge because I feel
Judgment Day.
Yeah. First of all, I just feel like Finn has just been better as a heel for the last 2 years. He's just not interesting as a babyface, and that's not his fault. It's just the way that they book him as a babyface on the main roster. I feel like there's more interest in an AJ and Finn feud than there is an alliance at this point. I said on Twitter, I feel like them joining up and doing the not Bullet Club stuff is 6 years too late. I feel like the feud, it makes more sense. And I feel like I want heel Balor to address.
Yeah, and the fact is, like, the one time we did see AJ Styles versus Finn Balor,
we weren't supposed to do it. It was a mistake.
We weren't even supposed to do it, and it was the best match of that night.
It was.
Which is still just mind-blowing in hindsight that they pulled that off on extremely short notice, and it ended up being amazing.
Yeah.
And so, we have we talked about Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. I imagine Rollins wins this one, and then it sets up the third match, Rollins versus Cody Rhodes.
I hope not. I think that's going to happen, but I think they should keep Cody undefeated for a minute. They're not going to, though. Yeah, I know his company.
One of the things I like about Cody is how they have made, like, everything about where he worked previously, his whole character. Like, him talking about in promos, wins and losses matter. He said that in a promo, wins and losses matter. Like, his character is other company stuff.
Right.
I love that. I love it because it actually makes him stand out in this environment, that he's the one talking about, I'm a pro wrestler. He says that. He doesn't say I'm a superstar. I'm a pro wrestler. Which, like, in the other environment, Everybody says that. Not a big deal. In this one, it's like, no, Cody's different.
Cody is currently one of those DLC characters in Smash Bros. He's like Ryu in the new Smash Bros. Where all of his stuff is the same, but everything around it is Smash Bros. Stuff.
That's actually a perfect analogy. Because he doesn't come off like anything else on the show, but it makes him more likable than anything else on the show. He says wins and losses matter. That's literally the reason that they have win-loss records over.
I told you guys on Pillar to Post. Again, this is an unpopular opinion, but judging by like the last few months he had with AEW, and I enjoyed some of that stuff. I think the stuff Cody's doing now is better in the sense that it's more focused. It has a clear destination, and I feel like the stuff with Rollins is interesting. Like I feel like this is the best feud he's been in a while.
I do too. I like this feud with Rollins. Now, granted, doing it across 3 pay-per-views or 3 premium live events, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna tempt me to go to Hell in a Cell, but I don't need.
No, you're going to Hell in a Cell. Just tell the world you're going to Hell in a Cell.
Chi-Town again.
Nah, man, the Mecca. It depends, because I mean, it's June. I mean, am I gonna go? Hey, do I want to go to Hell in a Cell at the beginning of the month and then go to Forbidden Door? I already know it's going to be the better show. Like, I don't. But it just depends.
Oh no, you know you're going to see somebody throwing up the greater than graphic.
Yeah,
fam. The greater than graphic is
the worst.
Abolish the greater fam. Abolish it. It is the worst.
Twitter
Every
trend.
time it is always cap. Every time.
It's never fails. It's never. I've never seen one and been like, "Yep, not one."
Every time I've seen it, it's a lie.
Yes.
But
because nobody does it to actually say something they believe. They do it to spark engagement, and so
I don't know. It depends on the rest of the card for Hell in a Cell. You know, then I'll tell the world. You know, I'll tell the world I'm coming home.
I'm coming home. I see you.
That's I don't know. So a couple more.
No comment on the WWE show. You guys
Brody Man Hennessy says, scared the AEW Joker might be Satnam Singh. I don't know if...
I hope not, Brody Man Hennessy. That sounds crazy.
That is a great username, buddy.
Yeah, that is a great name. I love that. Brody Man Hennessy. I don't think so, but I mean, the Satnam's doing numbers out here.
Orion Ben says, we are going to have a premium live event with no stakes outside of Bianca Sonia. There is hardly a match I'm invested in. They killed Bianca the bloodline for me. Is that on the card?
I hope not.
Did they just announce that? Because
I hope that's not it, buddy.
Let's see.
But I forgot to talk about the women's match. Listen, they've got to end this Ronda and Charlotte feud. It's boring. I don't care. So put the title on Ronda and move on. Like, come on, man. Just knock it off.
Mm-hmm. But, like, the problem I'm having with Ronda right now is that she's not 2018 Ronda.
No, she's not interesting at all. But I feel like if you pair her with a better opponent that can get more out of her, then it'll work. And that's not a knock at Charlotte. I think Charlotte is doing everything she can. It's just this matchup is just... It's tired at this point. Nobody wants to see it anymore. Like, it's just time to move on.
Yeah. And finally, let's talk about the anniversary of the Bullet Club. Because you actually wrote an article on this, Mr. Lindsey.
Bullet Club, BC, baby.
Man, if you guys didn't watch Dantaku, very good pay-per-view, by the way. Mm-hmm. I thought everything that Bullet Club did that night was great. I thought that the Juice turn was great. Juice lied to us and told us he was leaving.
Yeah,
I thought he was legitimately leaving New Japan.
I thought so too. I was like, I didn't think he was going to be in wrestling for a little bit, but no.
So, man, that was I thought that was a great swerve. It makes perfect sense because he has been friends with Jay White behind the scenes because they came up together in the dojo. They were young lions at the same time. They've both had very different career trajectories, so it makes sense for him to team up with him. And I also thought it was very interesting that he jumped Tanahashi, which was the thing that started the Bullet Club 9 years ago of Balor and Fale and Tama Tonga and Machine Gun, which Machine Gun and Carl and Gallows are back. I thought that was also hard. Listen, if Anderson doesn't do anything else, he's going to talk well. Hearing him do the roll call at the end again was great. Watching him do the Machine Gun after he beat down Tama Tonga was also great. He's just awesome. It's just great to see him in New Japan again. Man, just seeing Jay White in Japan again and just talking his shit, I will never get tired of seeing Switchblade talking shit because he's always good at it, and he always tells the truth. What he said about Madison Square Garden, about how he main evented that show, he's not wrong. He said a lot of things that, he's the catalyst for all of this stuff. He can make a case that, hey, those guys over in America, they're getting that show kind of because of me. Right. Because I mean, he's got a point. I don't know. When Kenny left, he stepped into that void, and hate him or love it, he's been right about a lot of things. So man, Bullet Club is back in a big way. I thought all of the subtle ways they put nods in there to New Japan's history and Bullet Club's history over the last 9 years was great. I mean, all of the beatdowns were related to other beatdowns, like even the Okada beatdown. That's what AJ did when he joined Bullet Club and became the new leader. Mm-hmm. There's just a bunch of callbacks like that. I thought it was great. And man, you just cannot discount Bullet Club's impact. At some point, they were on every show in America. Like, they were on WWE with the Balor and AJ thing. They were on Impact. Mm-hmm. And, Jay has been there. They're everywhere. Mm-hmm. I personally think that they're going to have a huge impact on Forbidden Door. I think we're probably going to get Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite with Adam Cole scheming behind the scenes. I don't know what the scheme is, but I just think there's like this mental Mexican standoff between him and Jay White of who's gonna stab who in the back first. But I'm here for it. I'm here for Bullet Club being in America in a big way. And that's a big part of why I said the Balor and AJ stuff isn't as interesting anymore. Because it's like, man, when you've got the real thing coming to America and taking part in this big crossover show, no, I don't want it anymore. I wanted it in 2016 when there was nothing like this. Right. BizCliz is back, man. Sorry. We don't need the knockoff. We don't need faux Bullet Club. We don't need the OC or Ballot Club anymore because we've got the real thing here now.
Bullet Club is back, baby, and they're dominating. I think it's only going to get bigger and better from here too. Like I was saying a couple days ago on Pillar to Post, also, I think this was a shot in the arm that New Japan really needed because the last couple of months, it hasn't been the best. The pandemic wasn't the best for them, for American fans, I think. And Bullet Club is something that a lot of American fans are attached to. And there was a lot of talk on the timeline after the show concerning the Bullet Club. So I think this is a great move for them.
No, for sure. I feel like Bullet Club stuff was everywhere last week. And that just shows just how big they're back and in a big way. Mm-hmm. I mean, they still got to contend with the House of Torture stuff with Evil, but I think they will get there. I think, honestly, this is the most I've been interested in Tama Tonga in a long time since he's left Bullet Club and he's a babyface now. I'm interested in where they're going to go with that. I kind of feel like they're going to sweep in a minute. I think Machine Gun is going to beat Tama Tonga for the title. I also think Jay White is going to win at Capital Collision and set up the Tana match with Moxley. I also wouldn't be surprised if Jay White beats Okada and becomes the new IWGP Heavyweight World Champion, because that would set Okada up to be able to take a loss at Forbidden Door.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, wow. Wow. Yeah.
Guys, this has been Grapsody. Anything else? Any other parting notes before we talk to people in another week?
Man, look, We out here, man. I just, you know, we out here. Your boys is out here, man. We appreciate all the support, man.
Reg out in Bakersfield, by the way.
Yeah, Mother's Day festivities.
How was the drive?
It was okay. It was pretty chill. It wasn't too much traffic. I left at like 1 p.m. Takes 4 hours to get over here from Oakland, so
Yeah.
it's Bakersfield. It's hot. Mother's Day, smoking blunts. It's good life, good time.
That's right. Mother's Day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm like, did I plan for that? I guess
Get
I
your
did.
mother a card. Do all of the stuff. You know.
My mom's
Mother's Day.
barbecuing for me for Mother's Day, so it's lit out here. Let's go.
Shout out Nick A, by the way, who posts the timestamps for this show. I always
Nick
appreciate
A,
it.
my guy.
The
Thank
real
you
MVP right there, bro.
so much. Oh my God. Every time I go on the YouTube thing and I see Nick A's little post, I'm like, Nick A is the real MVP. Putting these
Shout-
timestamps. We appreciate you, bro, for real.
Appreciate it.
Wow.
We're I don't know, what am I doing for Mother's Day? I don't know, but definitely call your mom if you haven't.
Mhm.
Buy her a card, flowers. Do that like soon because you don't want to end up with them last minute flowers. And I know all
And
of
we
us
might
done that
have some
before.
Moms in the chat. Shout out to you too, if you're a mom.
Shout out
so.
to all the moms
Yeah.
in the chat, all the moms who watch Grapsody, all the
Mhm.
moms who are around us. I'm surrounded by
So-
I have 2 of them who live in my home, and because my mother-in-law just moved in here Monday, so I pointed this way because she lives behind that curtain now, and
Canelo fight. Oh yeah, there's a big boxing fight tonight too. I'm in
there it
like
is.
there's a lot of Latinos in Bakersfield too, so they're already the energy is already bubbling. Anytime Canelo fights, they are just ready. So yeah.
I missed this earlier. Somebody asked me if I was a Marvel fan. 616 is in my Twitter handle. I legitimately have a Black Panther hat on. But yes, I'm a Marvel
Yes.
fan.
Oh, what did you do that? What did y'all think the 616 was for? No, I'm a massive Marvel fan as well. I won't drop any spoilers. I somehow, by the way, because everybody's talking about, hey, stay away from Doctor Strange spoilers on Twitter. I missed them all. Everything.
Yeah,
that
oof.
I did not have nothing spoiled for me when I went and saw it yesterday. I was excited, and it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I feel like if you're like me and you like Sam Raimi and you like his kind of filmmaking, I think you'll love it.
Yeah, violent as fuck. It's
Very violent.
definitely the most violent Marvel movie there's been so far.
I really dug it as a Doctor Strange fan and a fan of what they've done with WandaVision. I think it's really good.
Yeah, the thing I'm most impressed with was the fact that when I saw the headline that Sam Raimi didn't even see WandaVision until right beforehand, so I was like, how much is WandaVision going to play into this movie then? A lot. I'm actually impressed at how much this movie.
I mean, it's gonna be polarizing. I've already seen where some people didn't like it because they
It's
like
not your
WandaVision,
typical Marvel
but-
movie. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a horror film.
It kinda is.
Yeah, it is a horror movie. You're not gonna get your typical Marvel superhero film out of this, but I liked it. I had fun with it, and my wife didn't though. I turned and looked at her face after the movie was over, and she was like, and so, and usually she and I are on the same page. That's why we got married. That's why we got married, or one of the reasons. But like,
I'm trying to get beat up today.
No, like what I mean by that is, I don't know. You ever have like a movie date and it's somebody that like you go on a movie date with somebody, you're just getting to know them, and like you walk out of the movie and you both kind of like disagree on it. One of you liked it, one of you didn't, and you're just kind of feeling like, I'm not gonna call this person. But then, like me and Corey, we saw. I forgot what movie. No, I didn't. It was the movie 9. We saw 9
No, I
in
didn't.
2009. We both walked out of it, and we were both like, that was whack. And we spent the rest of our date clowning on that movie. And it was like, we want to see each other again? Absolutely. That's how that kind of shit worked for us.
I am the opposite. In almost every relationship I've been in, I try not to share my opinions on movies or anything because I can be very, very opinionated. So sometimes I've had to learn to shut my brain off with women when they're like, "Yo, I love this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'll be like, secretly, like, I hated it.
Oh no, I honestly, I had one that didn't work out at all because of the movie Couples Retreat. I went on a date.
Yo.
We walked out of that
Couples
movie.
Retreat,
And she
bro.
was like,
I did not think that's where you were going.
And she was like, that movie was so funny. And I'm like, no, that was terrible. What are you talking about? And she's like, no, it was great. And I'm like if you like dumb lowbrow humor, and obviously it didn't work out with me and that person.
She's like, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most the funniest one I've gone to is I think it was X-Men 3. And my girlfriend at the time really liked it, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go home." And she was like, "You didn't like it?" I was like, "Nah, I hated it. Sorry." And she was like trying to get me to talk about it. I was like, "You're not gonna like any of my opinions of this. Stop trying to coax me to talk about it." And then later, I gave this long rant about why I hated it, and she was like, "I thought it wasn't that bad." And I was like, "I know. That's why I didn't want to talk about it."
But see, that's how you know. That's how I knew Corey was the one, because after we went on like maybe 4 or 5 movie dates, and I was like, "Damn. We both hate the same movies and we both love the same movies. I think this is going to work. I think I can watch movies with this person on my couch for the rest of my life." But yesterday after Doctor Strange, I turned to her and she was like,
Not a fan.
yeah, she's like, yeah. And I was like, no, that was great. What are you talking about? She's like, we've both hated movies a lot. Like, there have been times where we'll sit on to like pick out something on Netflix and we've been sitting there watching it, and maybe like 40 minutes into it, we're like, "Are you feeling this?" And she'll be like, "Nah, this is whack." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so too." And we'll just turn it off. Like if we have both agreed, shit sucks, just keep going, or we don't have to keep going. We can just move on to something else. It's good like that. Gotta have somebody that you enjoy watching shit with, because if you plan on getting married to somebody, that's a big part of it, is just sitting around.
No, marriage. No, don't do it. Don't. Please don't. Say it. No.
I mean, hey, the poly life is working for Reg, so I say.
Having fun.
What was that?
I don't know.
What was that, like your Danhausen curse? Like,
Yes, pretty much. Curse of you married people. Now, if you're married, have fun. Like, find somebody that you like to do things with. That's an important thing. People like be married to people that they hate. It's crazy out here.
But if you don't,
find you 5 girlfriends that you like, that you can. One of them likes this over here. This one likes this. This one other likes this. That's just
hey
how
man,
it works.
if you're married, don't be out here talking crazy to Drake. That's the thing we learned.
Yeah, because Drake is gonna put you on that Summer Jam screen, bro. Drake is going to put you on that Summer Jam.
Drake
Summer
will
Jam
steal
screen.
your wife. Stop playing.
Easy. Like, why are you playing with Drake, bro? He's petty.
somebody in the chat said man-made prison, talking about marriage.
Wow.
Some people are happy out here, guys. Come
Yeah,
on,
they
man.
are.
Hey,
Some people are.
I'm happy, so whatever.
Come on, Wholesome Will getting ready to celebrate his anniversary and come to
I've been
Double or
married
Nothing. Come on, man.
I've been married 11 years. I've been in the same relationship 13 years.
Come on, man.
That's dope. He's not gonna be out in these Las Vegas streets.
Nah, man.
Like
Oh.
I the fuck am, boy.
I do
can't
have a
wait.
thing to say though on this same topic. So, with all of that said, this is really to somebody in particular who's not watching.
Oh.
Here's the thing. My kindness, because I'm nice to everybody, I try to be. Do not mistake my kindness for anything more than that, because I promise you, not interested. And one person mistaking my kindness for that, I went back through, read all them texts, nothing close. Do not mistake my kindness for nothing, because I don't have.
Say that boy's name on here. What's up?
No. What I mean is,
I thought we was beefing. I don't know.
no. What I specifically mean is, ladies. specifically.
You're saying yeah, you're going a different route than I am.
Yeah, what I am
Okay.
saying is
Yes.
there
Will
ain't
Washington is married, y'all. Relax.
there
Stay
ain't
out
a
of his
text in
DMs,
my
okay,
phone.
you dirty people.
There ain't a text or DM in my phone that I would not show my wife.
Okay.
That's bottom
Come on,
line,
man.
right?
What
And
are we
so
doing
like
out here, man?
That's what it be like. No,
Stop
women
being
love
being
married
messy,
men.
man.
so
Yeah,
like
that's
no,
just
the
how
deal
it be
was
sometimes.
like I
Men love married women. That's how it is. Married people aren't like people don't care about the sanctity of marriage. They're like, you're married. I'm not married. I don't give a fuck about that. So
Somebody said Will was in those Tay Conti DMs.
it was just like a straight up like Will was in my DMs wishing me a happy birthday. And I'm like, yeah, I was. But
Happy birthday, fam. Like,
yeah,
what?
I know, right? That's what it was. And it was like, yeah, screenshot that, post it, do whatever you want with that because you got nothing.
Come on, man. Look, man.
you can't even.
I-
wish
I-
her
Sorry,
happy
I was
birthday,
nice. Like, sorry, I was nice about something, but
I will absolutely say from Rip, Will is the nicest guy on our podcast. If you give me a chance to be petty, I'll be extremely petty.
Oh,
Stop
so
playing.
fast.
Like, and he might not be petty, but I'll be petty for him.
No, I'll
extra
say
petty over
this.
here.
I'll say this on the petty front. That is the last happy birthday this particular person is getting.
You're cut off.
Happy birthdays.
Like you are cut off of happy birthdays,
Yeah.
taking shit. Like I said, it was me trying to be kind, and you took it way in the wrong direction.
I mean, if that's the fact, I'm gonna start shooting happy birthdays into DMs if that's what it's like.
You're like- he did. Yo, Reg didn't know that was the code. He didn't.
I
know
didn't
that
know. I've
did-
been out. Yo, what's up? Happy birthday. She's like, my birthday's in 6 months. I'm like, yo, I thought this was how we do it. Yo,
He didn't know that was the snowflake, man.
I didn't. Yo, the game has changed. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, but anyway, ladies and
Thanks,
gentlemen,
that stupid person.
this has been Grapsody for your Saturday, May 7th, 2022. Thank you for being with us. I'm Will Washington. For Mr. Philip Lindsey, for Mr. Righteous Reg, we will see you next time. Have a great day. Peace.